Righty. So, where last we left off, Grumpfel had just received visions from the strange book he had been carrying around with him. And after brief words with Callista, the priestess of the Temple of Life and Loss, he returned to the party where the rest had already gathered at the Outside Inn to discuss their latest findings and their upcoming plans. Although there was some uncertainty across the group in regards to the details of Delgrim's deal with Lacerania, of which he had shared very little, they decided to travel to the Tower of Scal'Thorde as their next steps to both secure passage north and save Tiernan's mother from the Fey courts. But before that, they went and visited the mysterious Violet Man, a strange individual who they had been told could give them further information about the tower. After finding him and paying the price for the information they desired in the form of a skillfully woven story told by Tiernan, with the assistance of the rest of the group, the Violet Man told them of the history of the tower and what he knew of the prize they sought inside it, the heart of the song. With more information in hand, the party made a final stop to claim their reward for the slaying of the Dullahan, a gift from the Fae in the form of a ring of jumping, which went to Grumpfel. And with that, they set out into the dark forest of Fayfair and towards the tower. Over the next few days, they were skillfully led by the arranger Delgrim, with Rowan providing assistance where she could, and for the most part, were not harassed by the denizens of the forest. However, on the third day, it was Bee who fell prey to the wiles of the Fae, being lulled into a deep magical sleep that the rest of the group were unable to rouse her from. Unsure of what to do, Delgrim picked up their slumbering friend, and they continued on. Alas, the travel did not go smoothly, with Delgrim, distracted by having to carry his sleeping friend, stepping off a small hidden cliff, plunging them both down. Luckily, neither was terribly wounded, apart from possibly the ranger's pride, and they continued on. Bee still slept, and as the party grew more concerned, Miera attempted to use her powers to wake her, and instead stumbled into her dreams, getting an insight into their new friend's past. It was Grumpfel, though, who was finally able to wake her, dispelling the magic that held her in the enchanted slumber. Then, finally, the trees thinned, and our heroes found themselves on the bank of the Lake of Lost Names, and across its waters, on an island in the distance, the Tower of Scal'Thorde. And that is where you find yourselves. What is the party's plan?
Well, I guess we should find ourselves some kind of boat to cross this lake. Yes? I think Delgrim's plan will be to just sort of scope out the shoreline near where they currently are and see if there is some form of watercraft that they can make use of that already exists.
Surely there would be, with a structure of this size, there should have been at least a dock or something, or at least a road leading to this lake.
There's a lot of talking, Tien, and not a lot of boat looking.
Those of you who would like to survey the surrounding area for boats, please make the first roll of the night, which will be a perception check.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna do it.
10. No, 11.
Perception, you said?
Correct.
Yeah, 12.
12 for Rowan. Tiernan?
Oh, I hope this continues. I rolled a 19, so I get an 18.
Cool. Excellent. As perceptive as always. B?
As fucking payback to you for rolling so good today, I would like to present to you a natural 20 plus 7. 27.
It doesn't matter if one of the members find, as long as we succeed as a group M.
Was Miera having a look as well?
No, I was looking at my shoes.
Yeah. Legit.
I rolled a 6. So
Cool.
no.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. you all have a look around. Absolutely nothing that looks even vaguely like a boat anywhere within this vicinity. Even seeing as much of the banks as far as you can in either direction, nothing that looks like a boat, nothing that looks like a dock. All you see is the dark, still waters of this lake. Far off in the distance, the tower on an island. Again, there's a couple of sort of very, very small islands sort of scattered around this lake as well. But nothing which is even remotely close to a boat.
How far is the tower from us?
Oh, it's like you can barely see it. Like it's probably like half a mile out.
How deep is the water?
It's dark, so would be very hard to judge without actually going out into it.
Could we try and swim across or like walk across, depending? Because I know back home, like sometimes it looks like the water's like really deep and it's all shiny on the top, but when you actually walk through it, it's not that deep at all.
Surely a lake this size would be significantly deep, though.
Delgrim, who's wearing an adamantine breastplate, looks at Miera and just kind of shakes his head real subtly. Will pull out his axe and just start cutting down a tree.
Mr. DM, with my 27 perception, do I at least find a sizable stick?
So what I was about to say, Emily Nee RB, was that you would notice that whilst there's no boats, there's a few fallen logs. Not many though, but potentially ones that could be used if you were going to attempt to try and craft some kind of flotation device.
Okay, is there a stick though?
Yeah, there's plenty of
like
stuff.
That I could use almost as a walking stick?
Absolutely.
Great, I'll grab that.
Yep.
I will also point out the fallen logs and I'll be like, I mean, if we want to try and make a boat, I'm not very good at that, but if we want to, there's that log, and then there's that one, and that one, and I'm just gonna point at them.
Although you shouldn't use logs already in the water. We don't know if they'll be able to bear our weight. I guess I
think
could
if we
try
tied
to-
them all together, like it might be fine. Like
And-
they look like they could hold us.
And these are ones on the bank, not on the water. So it's like fallen trees
Oh, okay.
around the edges.
Let me introduce you to a little concept called displacement, Tiernan. What you do is you get many logs. You then
I'm
bind
well
them
familiar
all.
with a raft.
Excellent. It seemed for a minute that you thought that the logs themselves
No, I just
would
merely
be
meant that they would be
individually
of
used.
good constructible materials.
I guess we'll fuck around and find out, won't we?
I mean, I can make myself basically weigh nothing and someone else turn into something that basically weighs nothing. So that's like smaller raft need be made.
Does that include one of those jumping water creatures that make the ee noise, and we can then tie a rope to that person, and they can zhoosh us out through the lake?
I've
Oh, you
never
mean say-
tried to make someone into something like that. I was thinking like a frog, but like fine.
I don't know if Frog would have strength to pull the raft, Rowan.
I more meant so they didn't weigh very much, so you didn't have to make a big raft, but okay.
Ham, if I can I approach the water bank
Yep.
and using my fancy new stick, attempt to determine by sticking the stick in how deep the water is at, like, not just at the most immediate like bit of water, but like I want to lean out and attempt to see how deep it is as far as I can reach.
Within reach with your new fancy stick, it's only a couple of feet. Like you can just barely see the bottom, but as you look further out, once you get about maybe 10 feet, definitively can't see the bottom anymore. It's just black.
Okay, well, I put the stick aside then and let out a deep sigh.
And
Well, let's
how
just collect
far
them.
is the island, sorry?
So probably about half a mile.
What's a mile, sir?
Half a mile.
What's half a mile?
So you get a mile and you cut it in half.
It's-
Okay, but in
A mile
feet?
is 1.6 k's. What are you trying to go?
I'm trying to work out feet. How
Oh,
many
it's,
feet is
like
half a mile.
half a mile would be like 5,000.
Are you going to try and
like
use the ring of
2600.
jumping?
2,600, yeah. Like
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
that 800
it's-
meters is the point.
it's-
Like, so it's
Can
far.
I want to start walking out into the water just to see how deep it is.
Okay. All right. So you guys watch as Miera starts to walk out, and you watch the ripples as her little legs start to go through, ripple outwards. You get about 7 or 8 feet, and it's starting to get about halfway up your thighs. The next step you take, you're like, oh, this is getting a bit deep, and it's sort of you sense that the next step's probably going to be significantly deeper than that. Are you going to keep going?
I cast Mage Hand and use it like a paddle, like, you know, one of those paddle boards.
It's
Can't
I
Mage Hand only hold like 10.
it's a lovely idea. Mage Hand's not strong enough, unfortunately, to sort of bear your weight.
I was only going to hold on to it for flotation, but fine. Turn around and walk back.
Head back? Okay.
Yeah, head
Hey,
back.
Hamish, what time of day is it?
I think it was about mid-morning.
Okay, so still relatively early. Well, if we collect a whole bunch of materials, I could attempt to fashion a raft of some kind.
At this point, I think Delgrim will have already collected at least 4 of the logs that B pointed out existed.
And- So more importantly, though, after those logs were pointed out to you, Delgrim, were you still going at the trees with your axe?
Not yet. So if there's more readily accessible materials, I think the plan would be to pile them first, see what's there. Cutting down trees in the Fey Forest isn't necessarily the smartest idea. He won't not do it, but he'll assess, I guess, what they have at hand first. And he'll be doing this entirely topless, obviously.
Finally topless. Okay.
Rowan's
Quick,
gonna
everyone
start,
roll a d10.
so Rowan's going to start using her rope to like fashion, because she grew up on a farm, like farmers' knots and stuff, to start like fashioning bits of rope that would be needed to lash together.
Okay. So in the immediate vicinity, you can find sort of 2 or maybe 3 or 4 fairly decent sized logs. Not enough to certainly craft anything that would be big enough to support the 6 of you,
Could it support
But-
4 of us?
or the 4 of you probably still need a couple more.
Let's
Back
just cut down some trees then, hey?
It is absolutely infested with Fey. And before we cut down trees first, we should look for naturally fallen trees and see if we can use them first.
Well, if you wish to spend the time, we're gonna have to walk along the shore a bit.
I would rather spend time looking for logs than, for example, being absolutely murdered by insane Fey creatures.
Well, whatever we do, we don't walk off alone.
Come on then.
So with that, who is going out looking for some more logs for this raft of yours?
Delgrim
Oh.
and Tiernan, I guess.
Delgrim and Tiernan? Okay. So I'd like you guys, you can either make a perception check to see if you can find it, or you can make a survival check. Either or, up to you.
I'm feeling good about
might-
a survival check.
I might
Last time you said
Delgrim's
that, you
survival
dropped
check.
me down a cliff.
Sorry, John, you were saying something?
You were.
I was gonna assist his survival check.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
great. Thanks. I love that because I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Rowan would get Grumpfel's help doing rope things with the logs that we do have. They're
Sure.
by
And Grumpfel's
We're
more
busy.
than happy to help out. He's surprisingly quiet today,
Yes.
but he's
Noted.
very useful.
Yeah.
Excellent. With Tiernan's assistance, that will be a 23.
23. Okay. It takes you probably close to an hour to find enough logs and drag them back to where the rest of the party is to fashion a raft that would support what you think would support the entire party. Who is going to be specifically involved in leading the construction of said raft? So, in this respect, it would be either something like a survival check, or for, say, someone like Tiernan, I would also be okay if you were doing almost like a tinkering check.
I mean, Rowan's already kind of said that she is helping, so I feel like that's...
Delgrim has aggressively threatened to build a boat a number of times, and I feel like he will be compelled to attempt to lead this little work effort.
All right.
I think...
Can Tiernan assist with his tinkering? I don't know.
Please do, because if we roll another 5, we're all in a lot of trouble.
And Rowan is helping as well, so it is with advantage, and I'll take that into consideration with the DC as well.
I have a +4 to survival normally, if that plays in.
So do I.
No. I meant for the DM's benefit, not for yours.
Yeah, it's double advantage.
More like she's a useful help, not a hindrance of a help.
That would be a 21.
A 21. Okay. It takes another hour for you to go through and craft what you feel is a fairly sturdy, fairly solid looking raft. Would have taken people's rope and stuff like that, but you look at it, and I would imagine you're probably quite proud of what the outcome looks like. Now, the next question, of course, is how do you intend to propel this raft?
Well, I've literally just sent you a message having this effect. What CR creatures are you comfy with me being able to turn members of the party into? Because,
is a giant a swan an option?
Different DMs will say different rules around how polymorphing somebody works. So that's why I'm asking chat. I'm asking this because different DMs and different rules.
So I thought polymorph. Let me have it. It's been a while since I looked at polymorph. I thought polymorph dictated the CR.
The CR, yeah.
It sort of does, but it depends on
actually.
It depends on the level of the target.
And the problem can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target, or the target level if they don't have a challenge rating.
So,
please.
So you're saying I could have a CR7?
Sorry.
This is why I'm asking the question.
Yep. But the other thing also is that it needs to be something that you would have definitively seen.
Yeah.
So, that's probably the more relevant thing in this situation.
I don't know if you know, but Rowan runs a dolphin farm. And
well, I was actually going to say Rowan has been down to the coast with her dad. So can I have something in the ilk of big enough fish that people could be pulled along by to turn, say, I don't know, Grumpfel, who's not here to argue about it, into...
After the spidering, Delgrim will actively volunteer to be turned into literally anything ever.
In actual fact, Rowan's intention would be to turn Tiernan or B into something because they are the larger people and therefore the heavier people.
Well, here's a question. Are there any crocodiles in the river beside your hometown?
Hey, Ham, how do you feel about croc-infested waters in
What about beavers?
I'm not turning someone into a giant beaver. There's too many jokes on the internet about that. I won't do it.
Smug you look, bro. Look at you.
Clams?
How is a clam going to be helpful?
It'll sink.
It's here's the thing, right? CR7, just for those audience members, includes giant crocodile, giant shark, arguably hulking crab, technically things like two-headed plesiosaurs, which are only CR4.
would.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, and it's a legit question. Crocodile. I'd be fine with crocodile.
Yeah, will we take giant croc into consideration of like what counts as like?
Sure, why not?
Great. Hey, Tiernan, guess what? You're getting turned into a giant crocodile.
Wait, what?
Yep. Yeah. So you can pull the boat.
Wait, why do I have to pull the boat?
Because you're one of the bigger people, and because Bee's elven, she's lighter, and therefore it's your turn. I'm gonna go away for a bit, and Grumpfel's gonna carry me in his pocket. Least you can do is turn into a giant crocodile.
I would love to be turned into a giant crocodile, but if something goes wrong with the raft, I need to be here to
Exactly.
Tiernan's almost resigned at this point because he was made to row the previous boat.
That's right. You were too. Yeah.
So it's very ironic when you said it's your turn. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is it though?
Well, it's safer for everyone if you turn into the crocodile, because otherwise, with our combined weight, we could break the raft more easily. I'm going to disappear. You're going to pull the raft, and then the other four are going to sit on it. I didn't think this was that difficult.
I will do it. I will do it under one condition.
Do you want me to make you cute?
And you hang on to Blinky.
I don't know if it works that way.
Ham, if I held on to Blinky, would Blinky come with me? I don't think so.
Yeah. Like if Tiernan says, "Hey, go with Rowan,"
but he's a creature, and I don't take creatures with me yet.
Tiernan's saying stay on the boat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
No, but I can't do that. You want?
Why? We're down one person.
Hang on. We want 4 because then we've got our 2 people. Because Grumpfel's going to hold me, because I assume that Delgrim needs his hands to fix the raft if it starts coming apart. And Bee and Miera are going to sit on the boat. You could give one of them Blinky when I turn you into a giant crocodile if you like. But I need to disappear, because that's going to mean that's one less weight.
Oh, I thought we made it pretty sturdy. It looks sturdy enough for all of us.
Yeah, but less is more. Do you want that risk of going to the bottom? Because I don't.
I'm more conscious of if we get attacked in the middle of the lake.
Oh, I can hear and understand. Don't worry, I can be back any second if I need be.
And if that happened, you are a giant crocodile, Tiernan. You'll be able to get in with nasty teeth.
You'll be so useful as a giant crocodile. You like being useful.
It will be amazing change for you.
I don't want monster in my mouth.
Tiernan.
Horrible.
Tiernan. It's not your mouth. It's a giant crocodile mouth. It's not your mouth. That's your mouth. It's doing the talking thing right now.
You better change me for this before I change my mind.
Okay.
And she's just going to literally clap in his face. Do you want your stat block sent to you, John?
You better, yeah.
Okay. I'll send you your stat block.
where once there was a maybe slightly bamboozled or frustrated shard folk standing there is now a truly massive and blue crocodile on the edge of the bank.
Delgrim mounts it immediately.
I immediately throw him off.
Also, you can hold your breath for 30 minutes, just if you need to. You've got 30 minutes of like underwater swimming time. Yeah, you've got a swim speed of 50 feet, John. So
with Delgrim attempting to...
I sent it to you.
With Delgrim attempting to ride Tiernan for a moment, but getting...
So the purpose of this will be to take a rope and essentially sling it as like a harness that they can then tie back to the raft. Okay. And if Tiernan if Tiernadile wants to try and throw me off, I will fucking rodeo that shit if I have to, because that would be fun.
Now, just refresh my memory. Polymorph, I can't talk, can I?
Correct. Also, you're not intelligent either.
No, but Delgrim nonetheless would
Well-
lean down whilst trying to kind of put this rope around, I guess, in front of your legs, maybe, and just kind of around your neck, and just be like, "Be very,
You
very
retain-
quiet, Tiernan.
You do retain your
I
personality.
am just
though.
going to tie you to the raft so you can take us to the tower. Don't be
Retain your
scared.
personality, but you're
Don't be
established.
scared. Also, your scales are so hard. It feels very strong and manly."
So I
I
will
wonder-
make,
I'm going to go
Come
very,
on,
very
please.
still, and the head just slowly turns around and looks up at Delgrim.
What,
But
like this?
Yeah.
the amusing thing is, Tiernan, you gain the intellectual stats of the creature that you've turned in, so your wisdom improves.
Yep, by a whole 1.
Oh no.
But-
That's
but-
amazing.
I am
Also, your
literally-
hit points are now like wham off the charts.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
Oh, but I'm
But
such a
Rowan's
dumb
just gonna turn to Bingo. I should do this more. This is fun.
So
Like,
with
Yeah.
with Tiernan now hitched to the raft,
Innerdale.
Tiernan
Tiernan.
Innerdale.
We've had Tiernan, Slug Me, Slugrum.
Wow. Wow.
Did you nearly say slug Methian?
I'll just
And that is entirely because I have notes in front of me from a couple of sessions ago that just say slug-Promethean because of like remembering what I'd picked up and put in pockets. I'm just like, okay, slug. This is Delgrim's. Not what I meant to say, but sure.
Yeah.
Who needs pets?
So
Who needs pets when you got Promethean?
who's now climbing onto the raft? What's the
Rowan's gonna hand her ring to Grumpfel and just go bye, and then clap in front of her own face, and just
bamf into the ring?
Is
Okay.
the clap necessary? I feel like you bamped into the ring without a clap in the past.
She's doing it.
Rowan's
She's
just
doing it more
being
because
dramatic.
that's like it's more to be like I am doing this on purpose, as opposed to
I've mysteriously vanished.
like has also happened. So she's sort of
Yeah,
made a
look.
decision, being like, no, I'm going to start making it very obvious when I do things when I disappear intentionally. The
Ham,
clap
would
in
you
front
have-
of Tiernan's face was for fun.
Ham, would you have allowed me to activate Linky before I got snapped into a crocodile?
Activate Blinky to do what?
Just Eldritch Cannon with the temporary hit points.
Yep, sure.
Alright.
Okay. So, what are you doing?
Miera's getting on the raft.
Okay.
Tiernan's in the water.
All right.
Yeah.
So you all climb aboard this, I'm sure, very sturdily crafted raft by Delgrim.
Miera, do you have that bone whip? We can maybe get some extra speed out of our new friend Crocodile.
Oh,
You
dear
you have it. It's
God.
in the
No,
back
I'm
holding.
no, I'm joking. We'll not do such a thing.
Everyone
Well,
gets 11 temporary hit points.
Oh, thank you.
So,
One more that I already had.
I can use prestidigitation to make the sound of a whip.
amazing. Excellent.
Excellent.
Would I be smart enough to realize it's just a sound?
That's.
I'm sure that's the wisdom would cover that, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
A whole +0.
So with that hitched up to Tiernan, you begin the faster traversal across the lake than what would have been the case if you had attempted to paddle. Now, Tiernan, you definitely can't swim at the full 50. You would be going at half speed because it's going to be awkward trying to pull along this thing behind you.
Mhm.
And it's not exactly set up in a state to be, particularly kind of like, I was going to say aerodynamic, but
So 25 feet is my move
Yeah.
when it's half speed.
so you begin the long swim across the lake. I would like, please, everybody to make a perception checks for me, please. Not you.
Do you want me to roll for Grumpfel?
Yes, actually, that would be useful. Thank you.
Hold on one sec.
And then just add like 1 million to it.
Or I've got his character sheet here.
Yep.
Pull it. Sorry,
13.
perception.
13 for Tiernan. B?
26 for Grumpfel.
Okay, 26. B?
23.
23. Yeah. Delgrim?
8.
Miera?
19.
Oh.
Hey.
Delgrim, what's got you so distracted?
Delgrim is having such a fun time holding these reins with a
Indiana
giant
Jones
crocodile on the other side,
You
standing
know-
on this raft, just being like,
Delgrim is Steve Irwin right
I
now.
was more thinking-
living my best life right
You know
now.
the trailer for like the second June movie when he first gets up on the stand and he's like right back, he's like, yeah.
Blinky got a 21 on perception, by the way.
21. Okay. It's super, super obvious as you get out across the water that it is probably very deep. The water is just jet black. Tiernan, for you, more so because you're swimming through it. And being a crocodile, you would just have that sense of just the sheer depth that you are currently in. You're about halfway across, and B, I'm gonna roll with you rather than Grumpfel since Grumpfel is not since Heath is unfortunately unable to make tonight's session is sort of not here. You glance over to the left, and it crosses your mind that one of the small islands that you had seen, it appears to actually be closer, and not because you're swimming closer. It just appears to have gotten closer. And
Like towards us versus
Towards-
us towards it.
towards you. And as
Ooh.
you watch, you can now actually notice that it is moving in your direction, almost as if it is on a path to cut you off as you head towards the island, the central island where the tower is.
I think B immediately noticing this will be like, everyone, this island over here is moving closer to us. I think it's gonna cut us off. We're not moving towards it, it's moving towards us. I'm not dreaming. I'm awake.
I'm not stopping.
And I think looking to that, the first thing Delgrim would want to try and ascertain is if this intercept course is going to be successful, or if they can make it to the central island before it is likely that this moving shape actually intercepts them.
Make, I don't know, what sort of check do you think would be appropriate to work that
I
out?
feel like it'd be an intelligence check, right? It's time and velocity and space.
Any particular skill?
A particular skill.
Actually, what I'll say is you can make a survival check, which normally uses your wisdom.
Yeah.
But look, I feel like this is probably quite appropriate because it's like when you'd be out hunting animals and the like. It's the same kind of concept.
Trajectories and whatnot.
Yeah, you're thinking about the trajectory where things are going.
I have a question. Do I see Delgrim assessing the situation?
I mean, you wouldn't know. You would see him looking. What are you trying to...
Oh no, I just need to know in case I need to do a thing.
Okay. I mean, it would be hard to know. You see him looking in that direction.
Okay, great.
That's a nat 20.
Doesn't
Wow.
matter anyway.
Wow. Outstanding. Okay. It's like the whole beautiful mind, like the calculations swirl in front of your eyes. You're like, yeah, man, I'm like, look at me, rangering. And you are pretty damn confident it's going to get to you before you guys get to the island.
With that, would there be a rough idea of how far we would be from the central island when the two meet?
It is going to be exceptionally close.
Okay, in which case I think Delgrim's gonna yeah, on the crocodile raids, just to keep them moving, feeling as though it will be generally safer to be closer and therefore not stuck in the deeper water that they're traversing when that happens,
Can I attempt
rather
to
than stopping.
increase? Can I attempt to increase my speed as dash? If I'm doing
You can. Yes, absolutely.
then I would attempt to increase my swim speed as much as possible.
As you feel Delgrim whipping the rope and using you like a horse,
I would never do that to a horse.
you spurt.
I would
Using it like a
only do it.
crocodile.
I would
Only
only
to-
do it to Tiernan.
Only crocodile.
Tiernan. Yeah, exactly.
How big is this island?
Like looking at it from where you are, it's probably it's maybe sort of 60, 70 feet across.
Okay.
So it's not like it's more like, you know how you sort of see those like, calling it an island is probably generous. It's just more of a very large chunk of land.
Okay. I'm just gonna move to the side of the raft that is closest to the island and just ready myself in case I gotta do anything.
Okay. Yeah, outstanding. Crocodile, I would like you to please make for me. Let's make this an athletics check using the crocodile's strength.
I'm just realizing I don't have access. Yeah, I should have eaten
sent
that
it to you.
diabankin.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you got a +5 on strength.
Yep.
Oh. That 20.
That's
That's 25.
Glad I turned Tin
It
into a
actually jumped
crocodile.
up on a dice to do it too.
So with a flick of this massive crocodile's tail, you just shoot forward in the water. The rest of you are actually at this point sort of having to get a little bit lower, hold on to this raft a little bit tighter as you are jetting across this lake. But as you pick up speed, B, you're watching this island. Anybody else who is keeping an eye on it as well, notice that it too seems to be picking up speed as it is trying to intercept you before you get there. So, with that, you are probably a couple of 100 feet away from the island. It is getting very close at this point in time. So, Tiernan, I would like you to please make another athletics check for me.
Well, not so good that time. Okay, I'm glad I swapped over my dice. I like these ones. 19. So that's
19.
a +5. That's 24.
Okay, outstanding. Feats of strength never seen before from your blue-skinned friend as this giant crocodile just propels you through the water. However, you are not going to quite make it. And with that, I'm going to give you a link to Albert Radio.
Oh, you jerk.
Oh no, you fuck.
Hate this.
I hate it here. Hamish, how many
I'm
weeks?
just chilling in a ring. Da 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 da.
Hey, Hamish, how many weeks' notice do you need for our resignation from this campaign? Okay, that's not an answer. Just silence.
Yeah, no, because that's me concentrating. How many weeks' notice? 48.
That's a lot.
The room owner will need to accept my request.
I have already accepted your request.
Should we be able to see ourselves and stuff on this?
I am just about to put you on there. Miera. Delgrim. B. Blinky.
Boy, am I glad I turned Tiernan into a crocodile right now.
Tiernan, that's you.
Me, I'm the teeth.
You're the teeth.
Nom 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 nom.
Why can't I make that token bigger? What's going on there?
Look, we all have these kinds of problems from
Well,
time to time.
Because what? He's huge by
Just don't
The
get
definition.
stuck
water's
in your
cold.
get stuck in your own head and it'll be fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's huge by definition, so
Okay, so the tree is the raft.
yep.
Now the question is, if I move that, no, bugger. I thought I was going to be able to be clever.
Wow. Can you just draw a square on the map?
Maybe just
But
use
if
the tree
but if
because
you
none
pull
of us are jumping off the raft, right? We're all
Yep.
staying on the raft.
But if we fall off the raft for any reason, he needs the raft to exist.
yeah, that's
and us
fine.
to
He can drag
exist.
us on then, you know.
And the leaf will be the island.
The island that's not an island that's coming towards us, or the island that we're trying to head to.
So to the right of the map, you will see the land itself.
Overcompensating or something?
No, I'm just trying to give you a decent idea of the size of this thing. Now, I've also realized that.
Thank you, chat, for telling me I need to concentrate on this. That's why I'm in the ring. Because he stays crocodile for an hour while I take concentration, which I'm doing right now.
All right, I would like you to all
Just
please
chilling out.
roll for initiative.
Mm.
Do you want me to roll for Grumpfel?
Yes, please.
Mhm.
Don't tell me what that
Ah,
is, though, however.
Ooh, I got a negative dex.
Okay. All right. Miera. Okay. All right. Did anybody get over 20?
Grumpfel got over 20.
Ooh.
I got 22.
Grumpfel also got 22. So, but you go first, Cass, because he's not here. So that's
Yep.
all fun.
Cool. 15 to 20? Ooh, 10 to 15?
13.
11.
11. What was yours, Tina?
13.
13.
Baker's dozen.
B, what did you get?
I got a 4.
Oh no.
Delgrim?
I got a 9.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to move you guys down here a little bit because you were a little bit further away. Okay.
I don't think we're that far away. I think we're pretty close, in fact.
Okay. All right. So at the top of the round, Miera, you get to go first.
No pressure. Okay, well, in that case, I will do as suggested. Might try and cast Fireball.
Hmm.
So remember the
Please?
thing that is trying to eat you is the giant leaf.
Yes.
Cool. The other thing I do need to say, because I muffed up some of the stuff with setting up the map, is count the squares. Don't use the ruler measure thing.
Oh, okay, jeez.
They're
Well,
5
it
feet
doesn't-
squares, right? They're about the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5
we're like
feet.
45
So
feet
it's
away.
about 50, 45,
Yeah.
50? Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate.
So then it is within range.
Absolutely, it's within
I'm going to
range.
use my meta magic too, please. So I'm going to use my meta magic to use quicken spell. So I'll change the casting time for Fireball to bonus, but we'll deal with that later.
Okay.
I am casting it at whichever level I can find. Third level.
Third level. And it's a dex
Yes.
save.
It is 14.
Which it definitively fails because it's fucking island.
Mm.
So then it will take 8d6 fire damage. So I'll just do 8d6.
You've been wanting to cast that for so long.
38.
Bam.
Holy fucking shit.
It's fireball. Yeah, that's the point of it.
What was that? 38?
Oh, no, I can't see.
38.
So what does this look like when Miera casts her fireball?
It's gonna be like, it's gonna start out like really small,
Yep.
but kind of roll, and as it rolls, it gets like bigger and bigger and bigger until it just kind of like just explodes and engulfs whatever's in front of it.
So you watch as the fire erupts over the surface of this apparent island. You can see the trees and the shrubbery on it just go up in flame as it seems to scorch across the surface of this thing. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's sort of damage it's done, but this thing is smoldering and smoking like it's definitely had an impact as this thing continues hurtling towards you. So that was your bonus action because you used your meta magic.
I'm not teleporting anywhere, by the way, either. I don't
Okay.
know if that's a choice I
Right.
have.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Because I would normally, but I won't.
Two-step.
I'm going to use Mind Sliver, which is one of my cantrips,
Okay.
and just send a little fuck you over to it as well.
Wow. Okay. Miera going hard out. All right. So what's that? Is it a save?
Intelligence save of 14.
Okay. All right. It fails miserably. I need to change those dice.
So then it will take 1d6 of psychic damage.
Is it 1d6 or 2d6? Because you are.
It says 1 to. Yeah, it only says 1d6 damage.
Could go up based on your level.
Yeah, it should be based on your level. It should be 2d6. I'm pretty confident around that.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's okay.
2d6. So 6 damage.
Okay. So I'm going to stop you there because as you send out this energy, you're used to feeling the mind of creatures sort of like wither and twist under the pain of this magic. But that doesn't happen here. You struggle to even find a mind to influence in the first place, as the magic appears to have no effect at all.
Okay. Also, can you just make sure that you subtract 1d4 from its next saving throw?
That would only be if it had it. Oh no, it did fail. So yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, and that is the end of your turn?
That's it.
All right. Grumpfel, who Kate is going to help out with.
Oh, God, I can't decide what Heath would do in this situation. Let's go with. I mean, I'm loath to like. Have we had a long rest since our last session?
Yeah.
Cool,
Yep.
because he has
We
not
did.
done that on
Okay.
his, and I'm just trying to. I don't know that I can control his.
What?
sheet.
He's not keeping his character sheet up to date? Are you insane? It doesn't
It's
sound
okay.
like
I just can't. Like, it just means that I'm trying to do math and hold things in my head. I would have him cast Spirit Guardians, I think, to give us some extra womp if they get close.
Okay. All right.
Which-
Excellent.
Makes sense. I think that just happens. Yep. and he's gonna pocket Rowan. 'Cause
Okay.
that's, like,
Yep. No, excellent. All right. So you guys watch as the spectral coffee pots once again begin swirling around our elderly cleric. As you're all aware, highly dangerous to anybody who gets too close.
within 15 feet of him, and I assume he's pretty much in the middle of the raft, because that would then give us the bubble. That's all I think he'd do, and like not knowing this character sheet very well. That's what we're going to go with.
No, I think that's very sensible. All right, so, it is now the island's turn. Tiernan, you will be up next. The island surges through the water 5 hand. Gets to there. Why have I got 2 Delgrims on there?
I just noticed the same thing.
Who isn't
Who's
on
the favourite character? God.
Who's not on there that should
Is Grumpfel not on there?
Oh,
Grumpfel's
Grumpfel.
not on there.
Tiernan's not on there because Tiernan is a crocodile.
Correct.
see?
well, where,
Rowan
Where's
shouldn't be on there
Grumpfel?
because Rowan is ringed.
Yeah, no, there's 5 people and a crocodile. That's the party. That's everyone.
Yeah, but there's 2 of the
It's-
same.
Here we go.
Delgrim's missing.
There we
Delgrim's
go.
missing.
Oh, that's
Don't
Delgrim.
worry.
Okay, Grumpfel.
We'll stick.
There we go.
We'll stick Grumpfel in the middle. I think was. The...
Yeah, in the middle basically, and I'm like, you can try to put me wherever I am because I'm not
Now.
functionally there.
The spiritual guardians, how close is it before they take damage?
15
15
feet.
feet.
So if Grumpfel is in the center of the raft,
Yep.
then it will be hit by those.
Awesome. Okay, so
It is a wisdom saving throw when it enters. So
okay. Right. Wisdom. What's his DC?
yes. Save DC is 15.
Okay,
Sorry.
So no, I got an 18, so it will save, so it will still take damage.
Actually, what will happen?
Actually,
Because
Actually.
I can make this decision after I see whether the roll succeeds or fails. Actually, what will happen is be very nervously and frightened, holding her pocket watch that's in her pocket currently. Will click it and momentarily just kind of like flickers, and you will have to re-roll.
You take away the 1d4 from that save?
Yes.
oh, good point. I didn't.
Actually.
Okay,
ooh.
well you can do both of those things now.
Well, let him burn. Let's see what the d4 does.
It only took 1 away, so it still
Yeah.
would have been okay. But thank you for the reminder. So re-roll on the save. So that's a natural 19.
So it's still half damage, but that's okay. Ham, I've got to ask a really obnoxious question. Is
Yep.
this a good or neutral character or an evil character? Because it matters in terms of what the damage is about to be.
Oh, I mean, it would be neutral, I guess.
It's your monster.
Are they neutral if they're aggressively approaching us?
They literally are just
No, it's
hanging
about their
out in the water. We started attacking it.
It's about their alignment. So like,
All
Yes.
right.
like good,
Okay.
neutral, or evil. It's not yet. So I rolled 15, so it's half of that. In if it's neutral, radiant damage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we round up. So that's 8. Okay. Excellent. So you watch as the coffee pots tear like what appears
Pour
to be
hot,
like
pour hot coffee on top of.
all and not in an erotic kind of
No.
hot coffee kind of way.
Just in a like you've had a cup of coffee thrown at you kind of motion. Yeah.
wow. We really got to see another side of Ham there, that he thinks hot coffee could be erotic.
No, it's
look, don't yuck someone's yum, man.
It's a look behind the doors. It's fine.
Well, look, on the subject of that, as it gets close and it gets scorched by this coffee, 8 massive vines shoot forth and attack the party 8 times. So,
assume not me because I functionally don't exist.
Mhm.
Wow, I'm so glad I used my reaction already.
Yeah.
So very, very quickly, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do each of you once, and then I'll come back around. And
Sorry,
see,
what?
I would
and
like.
see,
to-
Sorry,
see who
what?
gets to be done twice.
I'm fine with being done more than once if necessary.
Okay, cool, excellent.
Here's a
All
question
right.
for you: does it view me as a animal or member of the party?
It is having a crack at you as well.
Ah,
I have
sure.
pretty good stamina, so I'm also okay with being done twice.
Okay, so B, we'll start off with you since you've done that.
Don't forget you have 11 temporary hit points, folks.
Oh, I won't.
So the 24 hits. And
Yes.
You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's fine.
And I would like you to please make a what is it? A strength saving throw.
A strength saving throw, you absolute dingus! How dare you?
Where's my pen? I'm gonna have to
Right.
write Grumpfel's stats down.
That's a natural fucking 20, you motherfucker.
Hey!
So as this,
Hold on, wait. It is
Yep.
a -1 to my modifier, so
That's
it's
okay.
19.
Still,
Nat
But
20
it's a
for nat 20.
natural 20. I'd like to thank Ravensridge and for my time.
so it was how much damage did I say? I think it was 9, didn't I?
11.
11. Sorry, 11.
I
point
know
one.
because it's exactly my temporary hit points.
So you watch as B is able to barely get out of the grasp of this vine. So Delgrim,
Mhm.
that is definitively a hit as well.
You don't know.
Does 26 hit?
Yeah, okay, fair. Yes, it does.
You also take 11 points of damage and need to make a strength saving throw, please.
I don't want to do either of those things, though, in my defense. 11 points of bludgeoning damage, you say, and a strength saving throw. That's 17, making that a 23.
Yep. You were also able to, despite getting smashed by this giant vine, you were able to avoid being grabbed by it. Miera. That's also definitely a hit. I love this dice. Miera, you also take 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
11.
11. You watch your little friend Miera as she gets smashed by one of these vines and it wraps around her. She is now grappled. Grumpfel?
I'm trying to work something out, Ham, because I can't control Heath's sheet. I can only see it.
Yep.
He has studded leather armor, but does not appear to be currently wearing it. I feel like if I
No, don't stress
No.
about it. I know what he's doing. He's all good.
cool. I have an AC of 17 that I can see. I don't know if there's more or things or what, but that's what I can see.
He does. So I just got a 16 for Grumpfel. So Grumpfel gets missed.
Cool.
I'll pull up his sheet as well.
Thank you. I can only see, not control. So
So Tiernan. Oh, what's that? That's an 18 to hit Tiernan. So Tiernan takes 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And also needs to make a strength saving throw.
Bear with me. Sorry. Just trying to keep math.
no croc with you.
That's a 12, 5, 17.
17 makes it. It's going to attack you again because of just your sheer size,
Mm-hmm.
which is also another hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you take another 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Another strength saving throw, please.
Yep. For 17.
Yep, that's fine.
Fine. It's cool.
And Delgrim, you are the final thing to get attacked again. Final person. Sorry, I shouldn't call you a thing.
You can call me whatever you like.
That's a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and I would like you to please once again make your strength saving throw.
11 points of bludgeoning damage. Strength saving throw 14, making that a 20.
20. You're fine as well. You are unable to be restrained by this massive tentacle. Okay. That is the end of its
Like that vines became tentacles somewhere in that piece
vines.
of combat.
Vines, tentacles, long gravity.
Hamish, are you okay? Are you
Also-
good?
Can I just double check how many people did you double attack? Because I think you have one vine left if you had 8. Which
Hey.
I'm sorry to say, but if
Oh,
I'm
I
going to
did-
justice, if I'm
Oh,
going to
no.
justice, I have to justice.
Kate.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I will roll.
You
Let's roll
betrayed me.
Who got attacked twice?
Never gonna forgive you.
Only you and Promi, but I don't exist. So
Yes,
Right.
he's
Grumpfel.
done bad maths, which is that's fair. Sorry. I figure he's got to deal with a crocodile now.
It is Crockettiernan again.
Ah,
Yeah.
boo.
Sorry.
Which I got like a 30 to hit you, so that'll be a hit.
Yep, how much damage? I'll roll the strength.
That is. I rolled less this time. It's only 10 bludgeoning.
Only 10. Yeah, but I did
You've
not
got
make that
85
strength.
hit
That's a 10.
points.
That is a 10.
Mm.
All right, so now. Oh no.
And you're going to reel me in, aren't you?
So you guys watch.
It's
as
gonna
one of
try.
these vines
It's gonna
wrap
try.
itself around Crockettiernan, who is now restrained and grappled and unable to move. So,
Oh, sure.
Tiernan, it's now your turn.
Is there anything I can actually do from here?
Bite at
Other
the-
than bite the vines?
If
You can try and bite the vine. That's pretty much.
How does
pretty
one
much it.
escape a grapple, typically?
I have an answer to that because it's huge and Tiernan himself is not. Give me a
No.
minute.
Actually, it indicates I'm a huge beast.
You
Yeah.
are. Yep.
Which is what we've always called you, to be fair.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, I see.
Mostly behind your back, but yeah.
So you could attempt to escape. You could use your action to attempt to escape the grapple. So it would be an opposed strength check.
Mm-hmm.
Or alternatively, you could use acrobatics, which probably as a giant crocodile would be the lesser of the better options.
Well, I'm trying to think of how a crocodile would actually react, and the first thing that comes to mind is
Death roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So I guess it's just using a death roll as a attempt to get out of the grapple.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know
So
what's going to happen to the raft.
make your strength check.
Just let go of the
Sorry,
ropes.
guys.
didn't we tie the rope around him?
We did.
Yes.
Yeah, but what I mean is those ropes can be cut. It's not.
Yeah.
You can just. release
Also,
them.
he's just rolling. He's not thrashing around. Like,
Okay.
That's only a 14.
14. Okay. It got a 31. So
If
you watch as this crocodile.
No, I'm going to rules lawyer this shit real quick.
Yeah.
If there's no escape DC set in the stat block, it's 10 plus the creature's strength modifier.
No, for a grapple.
For a
grapple's the-
monster.
Sorry?
For
a
a
monster?
for a monster. That said, let me check if I'm looking at the right year's worth of. Oh no, this is 2014 rules. It's 10 plus the strength modifier. Not a contested strength check for a monster. Yeah. Also, you're the DM. You can do what you want.
But I did just be really nice to you and rules lawyer in your favor, Ham. Like
So
you
what
could
did-
rules lawyer in our favor now.
So what did you get, John?
I said a 14.
A 14. Okay, cool.
That is correct. I moved the dice now, so I can't remember. It was a 14.
It was
but-
Yeah, that's what you
Okay,
said.
good, because my memory's not that good.
I'm
it-
scared. Ham's going to punish us in other, more brutal ways. now.
This is why I am nice to
Punishment.
Ham and give him wins like this.
It,
We get to
Hey,
come
Hamish,
back.
remember who invited you onto a really cool panel today?
Yeah, it's fine. It still gets a 22.
Which, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
That's
Now-
interesting. I always thought, no matter what, it was a straight contested roll.
So did I,
Yep.
which is what I was looking for, and then grapple rules for monsters came up instead. So
Yeah, Eleanor Covers has just put the exact wording in the chat text if anyone is looking for
Hey.
it.
neither here nor there.
Now,
No, but
Hamish,
just
I'm going to have to throw this next one over to you. How will Blinky act without Tiernan being able to give him any instruction?
His whole thing will be that he won't act right. Like he
Well,
literally
that's not
just
the-
dodges.
What
Up
is
to him.
what does the homunculus stat block say?
Yeah.
Like
What does he
how-
do
how does
without
dodge
instruction?
function?
Just dodges because I can't actually tell him to
Yeah,
grant
I'm
technology-
pretty
temporary
sure he
hit
just
points.
dodges
then
like
he
a
just dodges.
If he can
Quit.
dodge a croc, he can dodge a vine.
he can dodge
No, I
fine.
mean just considering what we've discussed in the past, Hamish.
Hmm.
All right.
I think that are you. So the shield ability that you've got him set up for with at the moment.
I normally have to burn a bonus action to trigger it again.
Yeah, I'll allow it. So you guys watch as Blinky sort of swoops over the raft, and you all get bathed in the light that emits from him, and once again get your temporary hit points back.
Oh.
So John, roll those.
Yeah.
See, I am a kind and benevolent
We're
dungeon master.
absolutely about to die and drown.
Hamish,
If you
thank you
say
so
that
much. We
knowing
love
full
it.
well.
I'm fine for
And
the next 6
appreciate
hours.
it.
I don't know about like this is
Look,
not a TPK
look.
right now.
I would just
This
like to
isn't
point,
anything. Miera's invincible.
I would just like to point out that like the island you guys are getting to, it's not very far away at all. It's so close. Look at it. It's right there. It's right there.
Mm. Yeah, how cool would it be if our fucking like means of movement wasn't currently grappled?
Look, that would be pretty cool. But
Yeah.
what would be even cooler is that it is Rowan's turn now. Unless Tiernan, do you have anything else?
The temporary hit points you guys all get is
Hmm.
0 because I rolled a 4 and I've got a -4 in.
Oh no!
So does that mean that we lose the ones that we already had and they are replaced with 0?
No.
Or do we
we'll-
just keep the 11?
It's
Yeah.
only supposed to refresh the ones that had fallen.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
cool.
people would be there sitting there constantly updating their character
Great.
sheets.
Oh, we keep the 11, says one of the only characters who still have those 11 temporary hit
I
points.
Technically,
Wow.
I can't even target
Grumpfel
you.
also has his. I don't know what the problem is. I'm just good at not getting hit. Question.
Yep.
Rowan, I guess she doesn't have a lot of experience with polymorph at this point, but like, based on how grapples normally work, because all I can do is hear right now, and no one has told me shit that's going on. I can hear a bunch of noise. That's kind of all I got.
You did hear a massive
You'd be
explosion.
aware
I heard the boom.
an
I know we're in
island-
combat.
and
Yeah.
that an island was moving towards us
Yeah,
Yeah.
because B mentioned something.
at speed.
But I don't know that Tiernan is grappled is the problem.
Mm.
In which case, no, I kind of am not doing anything. I am chilling out. There's nothing I can do on this turn because I don't know what's going on. And I don't think there's any way for me to do what I was going to do. That's a touch spell. Would you... No, that's also concentration. Never mind. Yep, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to maintain concentration on Chinadial.
Okay.
Because I don't think anything else that I can / would do would help.
All right.
Actually, can I cast comprehend languages on myself, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then I can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear, which would also include whatever is or is not coming from that island /
I now speak landmass.
But I also now speak Dwarven if you and Grumpfel decide to have a chat that I don't get to be privy to.
How
Or
dare
whatever.
you.
Undercommon, isn't it?
Like,
It's
whatever. I
typically
can
undercommon.
understand
Okay.
what else is going on outside, which is the point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So, Delgrim, you are up with B on deck.
Rowan, you may want to consider joining us, but it's very dangerous. I'm going to use a bonus. Sorry, my brain stopped working for a
Why
minute.
did you turn into the Terminator for a second?
Okay, because it's action time.
Come with me if you want to live.
As a bonus action, I'll cast a Hunter's Mark on this fucking thing.
Yep.
I guess. Let me get that out of the way. Then, okay, so 2 attacks per action. Beautiful. So, Mountaineers, light crossbow, one hand. Fucking Hallowed Edge in the other hand. First thing Delgrim's going to do is try and sever the vine that currently has Miera grappled.
Okay. All right. Make your attack roll.
I will. Try and stop me. No, that's a D10, you idiot. That will be a 14.
A 14 will hit.
Excellent. Okay. Great.
Just divine.
It's actually not even a 14, it's a 16. I was looking at the wrong weapon.
Okay. Then you hit it even better.
Yeah, I do. Okay, 4, 7, 10 slashing damage. And the Hunter's Mark is what, an extra D6? 1. 11.
11.
Give me to the vine, please. Assuming that the Hunter's Mark bonus damage applies to the vines coming from it,
It does.
as well as the landmass itself.
Yep. It's all one big part of a connected mass from what you can tell.
Yeah.
You bring the axe down, doesn't quite cut all the way through this vine, but it's got a tenuous fibers holding it together.
How tenuous?
Like sap just squirts out everywhere.
Okay, excellent. With the other attack, he's going to point the Mountaineer's crossbow at the tree closest to them on the south side of the island they're aiming for, which is exactly 80 feet away, and try and get a cable stuck into that tree from the crossbow.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
I will. That's not great. 13. What's that? Plus 4, I think. 13, 17.
17? No, that'll do it. Chunk. The bolt sails across the water and sticks deep into this tree that you can see.
Okay, excellent. Here's the problem. To reel us in, I need an action. So at this point, I'm stuck holding the crossbow and staring angrily at these last little tendons of vine holding Miera.
Okay.
Which is all very unfortunate, but that is, I think, the extent of Delgrim's turn.
Okay. All right. And with that, Beatrix, you are up.
Wow, how dare you use my full government name. B kind of still holding on to her pocket watch, having forced this creature, island, object, whatever, to re-roll. Will make sure that there is no one currently standing in front of her, between her and the island. And will be gripping onto this timepiece, and as she does so, this like lavender energy starts to glow around her hands as she then raises it towards her chest and like points it towards this island in a 30-foot cone, and casts Pulse Wave at 3rd level on the island, which will need to make a Constitution saving throw if it can.
Constitution saving throw. Interesting. Okay.
If an island has a Constitution saving throw.
It does.
I feel like it's going to have a really good Constitution saving throw.
On account of it being an island?
Yeah.
It's okay because yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
I
right.
believe you.
So I rolled a 29.
Could you not?
Sure, I'll re-roll it again.
Did you-
32.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's
No,
29.
Okay, great. Well, it still takes half damage, which
Okay.
isn't as impressive because what I wanted to do was actually have it pushed 15 feet away from us, which doesn't happen in this instance, but it will take half of 66. Uh, oh my gosh, maths.
In the numbers.
Which will be 14 points of damage.
Okay. What type of damage?
Force damage.
Oh, 14. Okay. So that blast of force energy, you see it blows like there's a tree that's sticking out at an angle and it just floors that tree. You watch as chunks of dirt and rock go flying off the side of this island. You don't hear it make any noise, but it like you've done significant impact to this thing. As for the briefest of moments, all of these vines sort of spin back up.
All of them?
Except
Yeah,
for
do
one
the
that's
vines have a separate saving throw?
except for the one around Tiernan Dial.
No, but did the vines have a separate saving throw?
The vines don't have a separate saving throw. No.
But the one around
Boo.
Miera, though, you're saying does.
Sorry?
The one around Miera, though, does. Not the one around Tiernan, but the one around Miera.
So you are trying to angle for hopefully that maybe that one.
No, I'm just repeating your own words back to you.
You did say only the one around Tiernan Dial.
You
not
did
the
say
one around
that.
Miera.
Well, initially you said
You did
all,
say that.
and then you said except for the one around Tiernan Dial.
You did say that.
And so now I'm just
Mira's
trying to
free.
obtain clarity on whether or not Miera is free.
I've got
or
myself. So are you?
So are all of the vines, or are those that are grappling Miera and Tiernan?
So those are the
still in
grappling
play?
are still grappling. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. B, was there anything else from you? Miera, you're up next, by the way.
I mean, they could have been, but I didn't think about it beforehand, and for that reason, I guess not. Get wrecked.
Okay. Outstanding. All right.
Sometimes I forget I have feats, and that's playing D&D, I guess.
That's
That's
right.
okay. That's fine. That's fine. All right, Miera, you are up.
What can I do when I'm grappled though?
You can still cast spells. You just you just can't move. You are
Fine.
But the-
No,
the-
fine.
the
Fine.
vine that is around you.
Fine.
Delgrim did a very good job of almost cutting all the way through it.
Right. So, what I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to spend more of my meta magic points to quicken spell again.
Uh-huh.
I am going to then cast haste on Delgrim if he is willing.
Yeah, he's willing.
And then I'm going to teleport 30 feet onto the landmass.
You fucking what?
Onto like the landmass
island.
that
Onto
is
the island, yes.
holy. Okay. All right. Okay.
Shit.
And then with my my quicken magic, I'm going to use just a quick chill touch on it.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Holy fucking shitballs. All right. So, what does casting haste on Delgrim look like first?
I guess he'll kind of, if you see him, he will kind of have like this really quick shimmer that just goes across his entire body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like purples and greens, and it's just like almost like a hallucination type thing.
Yep. Wow. All right. Okay. And then your chill touch, how does that work?
Chill touch is just a skeletal hand, and then it's make an arranged a spell attack against the creature.
All right. Yeah, roll with advantage because you're fucking on top of this thing.
Mhm. Nat 20 plus 6, so 26.
Yep. So you get to double the dice damage.
Well, so 4d8 then.
48.
I don't want to be a rules lawyer, but isn't that 3 spells in a turn?
No, haste.
No.
My teleportation is part
It's
of
not a
my
spell.
part of my dragon's thingy.
Yep.
Doesn't
yeah.
require an action.
No, it's use of meta magic. So 17.
17 points of
Necrotic. No, necrotic.
Necrotic. Holy
Yes.
fucking what? You watch unleash this skeletal hand into the ground, and you watch as there's just this area of like grass and wildlife wilts and blackens and dies, and you feel this whole island shift under your feet. The rest of you actually see the island kind of tilt quite dramatically to one side, and it's then you kind of spot little Miera up on the top amongst the wildlife, amongst the plants and stuff. Miera, is there anything else from you?
Miera just wants to let out a little invincible,
Oh no.
Whoa. Lost my hat laughing.
and that is it.
Just
okay.
quickly, hey, anyone out there want to do fan art? There is a fucking option.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Grumpfel is now up.
Yeah.
With the island on deck.
So the island is still in the vicinity of within 15 feet of us, right?
Yep.
Which means that it takes some more hot coffee pot.
Is that on its turn or his turn?
nonsense. It might be on its turn. Hold on. So it's its turn there, so it'll be at the end of this. That's fine. Grumpfel's going to take the dagger and slash at the vines that are, like, holding down Crockett Tiernan if he can.
Yeah, absolutely. Make an attack roll.
Cool. 17 plus 6 is 23.
23 will definitively hit. Yep.
Welcome to not my stat block. 5 and 3 is 8 points of slashing damage. Nope. Piercing damage, technically, but like
It's
However you wanna do
still
it.
like you're trying to hack through it. So you watch as Grumpfel starts trying to hack through this vine that's holding Tiernan in place at this point in time.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Anything else from our Grumpfel?
Not that I'm willing to do because I don't know that Heath has done some of these things before, and I want him to be able to do them when he's back.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. Excellent. All right. It is the island's turn.
So it gets the wonderful womp of some hot coffee.
It does. So it has to make its wisdom saving throw, is it?
I believe so. Yes. Wisdom of 15.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. So does that double all the dice then?
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't epically fail? I need d8s. Oh my god, I never use d8s. What is that? A 4 and a 7 and a... So 14, so 7 points of... Oh no, 14 points of radiant damage.
14 points of coffee damage.
14 points of steaming, delightful, radiant morning coffee.
So again, like there's just these lines of like scorched like undergrowth, and it burns to the actual rock and dirt. You see clumps of this island starting to fall away. You're now noticing that you as a collective group have done a fairly decent amount of damage to this giant island. However, it is still its turn. And
What if it wasn't?
What if it wasn't its turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a mechanic for it. I'm just asking.
So what if?
Yeah, whatever.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetically, what if it wasn't?
So
Wow.
this time, rather than these giant tentacles lashing at you, you watch as it literally uproots large trees and starts throwing them at you guys. And it will do that 4 times. So it is going to go at Tiernan once. 18 to
That
hit.
hits. That hits.
Hit.
But it doesn't, because what happens is, as a reaction, I'm gonna use my pocket watch and make you reroll.
Okie dokie.
Excellent.
Yep, it's gonna be fine. We've
But
only got to get
it's a
through
better
3
roll.
non-hits.
15 hit.
That hits. I'm a
Fuck you,
crocodile.
Tiernan. Get a better armor class.
He's
Someone
a
turned me
huge
into a
crocodile.
crocodile.
He's a huge
Yeah,
crocodile.
he should be as stealthy as fuck. He's like in the water, hiding beneath the
He's
surface.
currently tied
like-
down.
I'm tied up.
Yeah, but he's a crocodile. They hide so good. They should have better armor class.
I can't move.
His armor class is 14. That's it.
Mhm.
That's
Like
it.
it's yeah.
That's
lost
so
armor.
lame. Get better.
It is better, but not as a crocodile.
He's just
Croco-
like, Rowan, cast a better
Crocotiernan.
crocodile.
Tiernan, you take 29 points of bludgeoning damage as the
Oof.
tree smashes into you.
I can't do math tonight. How much? 29?
29.
Okie dokie. No, I'm fine.
The next tree will get thrown at our friend Delgrim.
Bring it.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yes, that will hit. Damn it! I was so looking forward to you not getting over the extra 2 AC that Haste gave me. That's unfortunate.
So that's 5, 10. So that's 20 points of bludgeoning damage as
Yuck.
you watch this tree smash into Delgrim. And actually, Delgrim, I'm going to get you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I can do that, which I'll do at advantage with haste, but I'll also need to make a
Concentration.
concentration save. The dex save will be, it's only +1, so that's 18.
Yep. You managed to not get knocked off the raft.
Good. Thank you. Con save, nat 1. So that just drops Hunter's Mark, though.
Hunter's
it's
Mark,
not the biggest deal in the world.
The next giant log gets thrown at UB.
No.
Say 21 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that hits. It hits real good.
Oh, excellent. I mean, oh no.
You've already given me damage
Uh,
before this long rest has happened. I mean, after this long rest has happened. So let's go. Let's die.
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's fine.
And then also Grumpfel gets a tree lobbed at him.
Mhm.
That is a 17, which is his armor class.
Yeah.
So Grumpfel will take 15 points of bludgeoning.
So
damage.
functionally 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a con
And I
check.
need to con check for him as well. Rolled an 11.
How much damage did I do? 14. So it's half of that, so 7. Yep, that's fine. Yep, he is all good. And that is the end of the thing's turn. So next up is Tiernan, followed by Rowan, then Delgrim, then B.
I'm just going to lash out at the vines that are on me and start attacking them with my
Okay,
big shiny teeth.
okay, big shiny teeth away.
18 plus 8, that's 26.
That's absolutely 100% a hit.
Do I need to roll for damage?
Absolutely, you do.
Ooh, I never had to roll this many dice before. 4,
You're welcome.
7,
So turn you into a crocodile more often. Got it, John.
No,
Can do.
no.
Can do.
Hang on, I'm doing math. Stop. 15 plus. Is that right?
Give me the numbers.
3, 7. 7 plus. No, that's not right. 8.
14
15,
plus
15. 20.
20.
Piercing damage.
Your massive jaws, you just come around and just bite clean through this vine that actually had you trapped there.
So I'm
you-
no longer restrained?
You are no longer restrained and more than capable of moving.
Alright, I do have a secondary attack.
Yep.
I'm going to move up to the island and thump it with my tail.
Does
What's
that
the...
pull the logs around?
You could actually, in theory, it is just within range. Because your reach is 10 feet with your tail.
Oh, yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I'll whack it with my tail. I didn't even
Okay.
notice the 10 feet range.
Are you sure you don't want me to keep you as a giant crocodile for the rest of Tiernan's life? Are we positive?
No, because this is the first, second water incident?
Look, that doesn't answer the question.
Maybe when we're on the boat, mate, I wouldn't be opposed to being a giant shark, but we'll see. We'll think about it. Or a kraken.
All right, make your tail attack.
I don't think it's
You need to
gonna
find
hit.
me a kraken
16.
to see first.
16 hits.
Oh, awesome. I'm not used to having a +8 to hit, so it's nice.
You're welcome.
That's a 1 plus 2, 3. That's 8 damage.
Okay, 8.
And I'm going to try to swim towards the land. Oh, am I smart enough to do that? I've got a -4.
But
Are
remember,
you wise enough to do that?
yeah, I think absolutely. Like I think,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'll move towards the shore.
All right, so you can go 25 feet. So 5,
Mhm.
10, 15.
Yeah, finally. We're moving again.
No one else was grappled, I hope.
No, Miera got out, didn't she?
I'm literally in the
Okay.
water. I can't really see much.
All right, and so you begin racing towards the banks of the small island, and you can see, Tiernan, you see the water is starting to get more and more shallow as you get closer.
Mhm.
So with that, were you wanting to do the temp hit points thing with
Doesn't matter. I rolled a 3.
3? Okay, cool. All right. And with that, it is now Rowan, your turn.
Yeah. Can I use the shard in ion form, which I assume Delgrim still has spinning around his head like he normally does, because he's given me the instruction to come out and fight, to just be like, would you prefer I came out to fight, or do you want me to protect you having a giant crocodile on your side?
Crocodile is good.
I'll stay here then. And she's just gonna stay put, keeping up concentration on Tiernan. Might just take an opportunity to read up on some, have a bit of a think about the Fae, have a read of any stuff I've got on me about Fae forests and
They'll be fine.
random stuff that could be being done. She's got 6 seconds. She might as well use that 6 seconds to some effect.
Delgrim, it is your turn.
Got a bit of slack on this cable now, right?
Yes.
Sick. Delgrim's gonna take a running leap onto the island.
Onto the
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Then, okay, sure. I guess first action then is going to be the 2 attacks. Both are going to be with Hellow's Edge.
Okay.
The axe.
As opposed to the movie.
Sure. I'm missing a die. Where did it go? First one was a 2. That's not going to be very helpful at all. Second one will be a 17.
17 hits. The first one, you bring the axe down just onto a particularly hard rock and it doesn't appear to do anything, but the second time you bury it deep into the ground.
Okay, great. For 6 damage. Just slashing, I think, with the axe.
6 damage. Okay, you just carve a chunk out of whatever this thing is, and you feel it like writhe and rock under your feet again.
And so you said bits of it were like falling off, right? Is it
Yep.
looking truly
Oh,
close
it is.
to-
Like, there's like scorched grass, there's broken trees, there's like big chunks of rock and earth missing from it. Like, it looks like it's taken significant damage.
Okay. I think Delgrim then will say, Miera, get ready to jump onto my back. And we'll just continue hacking away at this island then.
Mm-hmm.
First one will be Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Excellent. Second one will be... Oh, I should have used Hunter's Mark, you idiot! Second one's going to be 24. So they're both going to hit.
So does haste give you an extra attack or an extra attack?
It gives me an extra action. I get 2 attacks per action. I am
Can only be used to
sure.
take the attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use object action.
One weapon attack only for
That action
extra attack.
Can be used only to take the attack. One weapon attack only. Yeah, okay. Well, one weapon as in a single weapon.
Like it's a single attack, so it gives you 1 extra attack.
Okay, I'd read that as a single weapon as opposed to 2 separate weapons, but sure. In which case,
Two
okay.
DMs arguing about DM
Hey,
stuff.
that's fine. It was a 6 on the damage then for that that hit. So that'll be 6 and 3. So yeah, that's 9 additional slashing damage then.
It's cool,
Fine.
bro. Just get him back tomorrow night on the law rights. Just,
Oh, I will.
remember this.
Delgrim dies. There you go, problem solved. So you feel the entire island shift under your feet as half of it now starts to submerge. And you feel like this thing has been very seriously injured and is starting to almost sink into the waters of this lake underneath you. Is that the end of your action, Delgrim?
It is, although what I should have done is something completely different. But we won't worry about that for the time being because now it's too late.
B, it is your turn, and then Miera, you're up after B.
I do have a question, and I think I might have missed this, so I apologize, but I just want to double check. The arrow that you shot Delgrim into the tree, is that still there?
It is, and it's connected via an adamantine cable to the crossbow that I'm currently holding in my hand.
In your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So duck. It's what I'll say.
No, that's fine. Because what B is gonna do is I'll move myself. Is go 5, 10, try and get onto Tiernan. And then move over here. And is going to then, as a bonus action, cast Misty Step across to the bank. I believe I still have some movement left, so I will get right up to the tree and hold on to the cable and just attempt to start pulling my friend in.
Oh, no. I am now on the landmass. I'm not on the raft anymore.
I know.
Oh my
I know,
God.
but I'm trying to get you and
Okay.
Miera
Sure.
across.
I hate that.
But being that, would we have heard Delgrim say, Miera, get ready to like jump onto my back or whatever you said?
Make a perception check to see if you overheard it.
Sure, let's go.
It would have been pretty loud because I don't know that he's actually got line of sight to Miera, like however big this thing is. He would have just jumped on and yelled.
21.
Yeah, you would have heard it.
Great. So instead of just immediately pulling, I would wait until that happened.
Okay.
Because Misty Step is a bonus action and I
Yep.
can hold my action. So I will hold my action until Miera is on Delgrim's back or in a position where I can pull them both safely to me. Yep, that's it. That's all I can do.
Cool. Outstanding. Excellent. Miera, it is your turn. Are you going to mount Delgrim?
I am, but for different reasons. So, would you say that from where we are, so if I was to jump onto Delgrim's back, would you say from there the land is 90 feet away? Because I'm counting it as in 90 feet.
Well, there's two bits
in
of
that
land you can
case,
pick.
again, I'm going to... Actually, am I going to or am I not? I am going to cast Thunderstep. And I'm going to take Delgrim with me over to the landmass.
Fuck yeah.
So he just falls like
I fucking love that.
I love this. Delgrim's like, no, hold on to me. And Miera's like, oh,
Kiss.
like that. Okay.
Who's saving who, buddy?
14 Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, look, it's the chances of it failing are slim.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, 19. No,
Yes.
16.
Oh, 16. So
Yeah.
it failed. So in that case,
No, hold on.
you only
What's the DC?
14 Constitution.
Yes,
So
I
if
got
you're on
16.
16,
And 16 is
So-
more than 14.
you would only take half the 3d10 damage.
Okay, look.
So if I go in, so half 22, so 11 damage,
11. Okay.
and then we're over, if we're allowed to,
Yeah.
by B.
Paint us a picture, Cass. Paint us a picture of what you've just done.
So I will jump onto Delgrim's back, and as I'm doing it, I'm just gonna pat him on the head and say, "Here we go," and then we'll just jump over to. We're gonna have, obviously, it's gonna be a loud crack
Yeah.
of thunder, and then when we reappear, I'm just gonna pat Delgrim's head again and say, "Thanks for the ride, buddy."
So you guys hear this crack of thunder. You see an explosion of dirt and rock on this island as it tilts even further and sinks further into the waters of this lake before you see Miera and Delgrim, Miera on her Delgrim mount, appear on the island beside B. Holy shitballs. Okay, out fucking standing.
Incredible.
Grumpfel is up now. Followed by the island, actually, then Tiernan. So is there anything that Grumpfel is going to do in this particular situation?
Looks sad that he got left behind by Miera, who he thought was his friend. I don't think there's anything particular that maybe like some form of G'ing on Tiernan into getting him the hell out of here.
No,
Yeah.
legit.
Does Grumpfel have his shard up?
Yeah,
I think he normally does.
yeah, he does. Yeah.
Tiernan actually has his shard up.
Does since when? I thought you almost always had your.
Except he dropped it before he went to see
Yeah.
the Violet Man and put the shard up.
Okay.
You did, I
Sorry.
remember you
I
saying.
And I haven't
do not
changed
remember
it.
that session very much. Cool. In which case, yeah, he'd G him up via
Oh.
shard brain
Love it.
message. And how much damage has Tiernan taken? A decent amount, hey.
A fair amount.
Yeah, but it's alright, it's polymorph.
Yeah. That's not the point. Swimming giant crocodile? Currently pulling him along behind. He wants that thing to have as much help as possible.
All you'd know is that Tiernan has been attacked. You wouldn't
Yes,
know
but he
by
would
how
have
much help.
seen it be attacked. Which
Yeah,
is
like you would get a visual indicator of how
Sorry.
damaged.
I'm trying to jump between Rowan can't see anything and can only hear, and Grumpfel can hear and see everything, and so my brain's trying to switch. Yeah, just a casual healing word for Tiernan, just to make sure that he gets to that island without dying. So that's 1d4 plus 7. Where's my d4s? Oh, good. 11 points of... you gave us all 11. You can have 11 back.
Yeah,
It's a quid pro quo type
swings and roundabouts.
situation. Yeah.
So,
And sort of hunkers himself down,
mhm.
so he's not going to get pulled off this raft as much as possible.
So it is the island's turn. This thing, whatever it is, that
Takes some damage from spirit guardians before it does anything else.
So true. Fuckity fuck. Yep. It made it safe.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Did it make it safe?
Yeah.
Another 7 or 8. 15 halved. So 8 points of
More chunks.
coffee.
And it sinks deeper, and it actually begins to swim away as it slowly starts to sink under the waters of this lake. And there's this trail of debris of broken branches, leaves, dead plant life through the water, almost like a dirty, muddy trail, as it will actually dash. What's its speed? 40. So it's going to dash 80 feet away. So it's going to be, okay. That is its turn. Tiernan, what are you doing?
I will be continually dashing to the land, and I'm just going to be shouting into the shard link, don't let that bloody thing get away.
So you can get pretty much all the way to the land. Oops. Okay. That's Tiernan. So Rowan and Delgrim.
Yeah, go.
Rowan's just gonna. Did we decide? Sorry, I cannot remember. It was too many sessions ago. Decide that the shards were a broadcast system or an individualized system.
It is
technically their message, but that's.
It is. So it does need to be just one person.
Cool. She's gonna direct message Tiernan with a, whatever the hell is going on, can you get us out of here, please? And that's the extent. And then just sits back and puts her feet up on a poof. Chills out for a bit longer. Yeah.
Delgrim, finding yourself after being ridden by Miera back to the land.
I
I'm
think
not going to milk that forward.
I think the first thing, Delgrim will look at Miera and just go, "That was incredible! That was so good! That was so cool!" And then I think Delgrim will the first thing he'll do immediately after they teleport onto kind of land is make sure that somehow the cable hadn't kind of whipped up and decapitated one or more of their friends in the process of that teleportation occurring. Fortunately, I think they're a little bit too far out for the 40 feet of half cable that would have been out, so I don't think that would have been possible, which is great.
Has anyone seen that movie, the beginning of the movie Ghost Ship?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
No.
B, make a dexterity. No, I'm kidding. That's fine.
No,
I'm
holding
joking.
the
I'm
cable.
joking. I'm kidding.
And to that point, I think we'll then look
Do
at
I
B
fall
holding
the cable?
and you're holding it like this, getting ready to pull it, right?
Yeah.
So I think Delgrim will just kind of come up with an eyebrow raised and just kind of gently pry your hands off of it, and then just whisper into the crossbow, and it will magically whip itself back in as it does.
So
Cool.
with that, we are effectively out of combat as
Oh.
this thing.
And then send a message to Rowan to let her know that she's out of danger and can come out of the ring.
Can I send another chill touch towards the thing while it's still in range, just to see if I can finish it off?
What's the range of your chill touch?
120.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
you can.
Tiernan dies just literally dragging its tongue on the grass, trying to get that horrible sap out of its mouth.
So it's an attack roll, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
It is, actually. I should have done it first. It's 18. 24.
24 hits.
And then I get the 2. I do get the 2D. Yeah, 2D8. So
Yep.
I'll do that now. 10.
10.
10 necrotic damage.
Does not finish it off,
Damn it.
unfortunately. But yeah, and it's
So
so far
cool.
away, it's hard to see, but yeah, this thing just continues off across,
I just hope that
Leaving
it
this-
cries a little as it's
leaving
going
this
away.
muddy trail through these black waters. And you all now
Level
find
up.
yourselves standing on the bank of the central island.
Yay, we made it.
Rowan's still in the ring. Like, this is restful at this point. Like,
Hey, Hamish.
Yep.
Can we close the Owlbear rodeo now?
If you, that's entirely up to you.
Well, it's not though.
I mean, you might need it again later on, but if you want to close it, sure. But you find yourselves on the bank.
Keep it open.
So what you see before you is it's not a terribly large island. It is fairly the undergrowth is fairly thick here, but the tower itself stands out in the middle of it. It's over 100 feet tall. It's also probably close to sort of 70, 80 feet in diameter as well. Jet black. It stands sort of ominously. You can't see an entrance from where you are because the base of it is basically obscured by the like undergrowth, trees, all of that kind of stuff. There is also, it's incredibly calm and quiet here. Like you would expect to maybe hear a little bit more sort of like some birds or some other sorts of wildlife, but it seems to be sort of almost unsettlingly quiet.
And I think Delgrim would kind of wander in a little ways, I guess, like towards the direction of the tower, and would send a message, I think, to Rowan, saying, "Rowan, we are going to need you and Tiernan both as we approach this tower."
okay.
So, you guys will head up towards where the tower is.
Mm.
Cool. Once we are like close and like, once Grumpfel tells her that they're close enough, she'll pop out of the ring and then she'll drop polymorph on Tiernan.
Mhm.
This one.
Cool.
Finally.
She's just gonna roll her eyes and like look up at the tower or whatever.
Tiernan's just like literally washing his mouth out with water and spitting out. Oh, that sap.
It's
All
very
right.
good
Clothes
job.
dry.
Sorry?
Yep.
Are my clothes dry?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, just curious.
All your stuff just absorbs into you and then comes back when you are back. Like there's no lasting effect on you.
All right. So, you guys make your way as you're close to the tower now, and you're able to sort of. It's still fairly obscured around the base, And as you get closer again, you can see the light above glinting off what is obviously the metallic nature of the structure. Very much reinforcing the fact that this appears to be made out of iron, this entire structure. There are no windows. There is nothing which indicates any way to access it. And as you begin to move around the base of this tower trying to find an entrance, I would like you to all please make a perception check for me.
It's gonna be fine, and it's gonna be good.
And I'm going to roll for Grumpfel as well.
17.
17.
Also 17, please.
Perception. Grumpfel got a 19. Rowan got a 16.
16. Tiernan?
10.
10. B?
19.
19. Okay. As you all begin to move around, you can see up ahead on the side of the tower what appears to be a circular entranceway, metallic. Around it, you can see there appears to be a number of gemstones, 7 of them, set into the iron itself in intervals around this large sort of circular entrance. There's no door handle. In fact, it looks almost like, imagine like those iris style doors that you see almost like on a spaceship. It almost looks like that. And as you see it, your foot sort of knocks something and you look down and you can see what appears to be like a boot sticking out from under some bushes.
Like a humanoid boot? Like
It's quite small, but it does look like a humanoid boot.
it's just a boot. There's no leg attached to it or anything?
Well, I mean, you move the bushes aside a little bit and you can see that, it's attached to a leg, but the leg is skeletal. There is what appears to be the remnants of some maybe long rotted pants or something on it.
Okay.
It appears to be attached to the rest of a body, concealed underneath this undergrowth.
I will unconceal the body if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And do I notice anything notable, like any sigils or anything like that, that would make this person identifiable?
As you sort of uncover the body, you notice or you see, and the rest of you, as you sort of come around, will all see what appears to be the remains of a small humanoid. Pretty much entirely skeletal now. There is what appears to be some very rotten leather armor on its body. You can see at its side, there's the hilt of what appears to be a short sword and a couple of daggers. And there's an old satchel slung over one shoulder. You also notice that there is a large hole through the skull of the head.
Just a like, okay, hold on. When you say large hole through the skull of the head, like, are we talking about like a punch or like what is that?
We'll have a look to see if it looks like magical hole, like there's some magic.
Yeah, what's
Hey, you know what?
happening?
Telga's going to pick up the boot-covered skeletal leg. He's going to look around at everyone and say, I recommend perhaps you take some cover, just in case. And he's just going to toss this boot in the leg at the door, aiming for one of these gemstones specifically. Probably the one, I guess, at the topmost of the door. Just to see what happens.
Okay.
He will give everyone chance to scatter and actually find cover before he throws it, though.
I feel like I'm already bobbing, so hopefully I'm okay.
So, there's a couple of different things going on here. So firstly, whoever's looking at the skull, I'd like you to make a medicine check for me, please.
Cool, let's go.
Can Miera be looking in the satchel?
You absolutely you can.
Is that not given?
Like, can I just clarify? Does it have to be medicine if what I'm trying to work out is if the hole is magically caused? Because I kind of don't care about how it happened. I care about whether it was magic or not.
There would be absolutely
do you know what I mean?
no way to ascertain that at this point in
Okay.
time.
Medicine.
Dirty 20 medicine.
18 medicine.
Yeah. Whatever has caused the hole would suggest that it wasn't necessarily like blunt force trauma. Like a blunt force trauma would have more fracturing around it. The hole seems to be surprisingly clean. So as you're investigating that, Miera, you pick up the satchel and start having a look through it. Inside, you find, and you sort of you open the satchel up, and like the top of it comes off in your hand. Inside, you can see a very old rope, a small lantern, and some oil. There's a little pouch, like a little money pouch. There is also what appears to be like a notebook in here as well. Then you feel the whole sort of body jerk a bit as Delgrim pulls the leg off it and throws it at one of these gems. And that is where we'll go to break.
Good golly, I'm sure
Sick.
it'll all be fine and great.
Yeah,
and
that seems
awesome.
like there's not definitely going to be another owlbear link sent to us all very shortly.
It'll be fine. It'll be
We'll
fine.
be fine.
Good golly.
Hey, we'll be back
Delgrim ruining
we'll be back
lives.
in 5 or 10 minutes. Go get yourself a snack. Go have a pee. Do whatever you want to. I'm not the boss of you. But hopefully we'll see you back after the break.
Oh no.
I feel violated, but also slightly satisfied.
Hey, well,
I
Saz.
knew that line was coming.
Oh
and for those of you playing at
It's
home,
crazy. Saz's ball gown just like illuminated as she said that too. That
I
was
thought you were going to say
wild.
something else. I was like, where is this guy? This is. Hey, look, thanks for hanging out with us. You've chosen to spend your time with us, and time is the most valuable thing that you have. So, thank you. We appreciate you.
A truly poor decision on everyone's part.
So, our heroes have finally made it to the Central Island, are now standing in front of the tower. They have found the remains of a body in which a bag has been searched by Miera and has found a notebook. However, that is also the same time that Delgrim threw a boot at a gem on a door. Delgrim, can you make an attack roll, please, to see whether or not you're actually accurate with your lob?
Yeah, of course. What kind of I guess this would be like an
Improvised weapon.
Yeah, okay. What kind of modifiers would I add to that?
You can use strength or dex and add your proficiency bonus.
Okay, look, I'll add Dex because he's not like lobbing it super hard. It's just like a casual. Let's see what happens. Whoosh.
Okay.
So I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Dex is gonna add +1 to that to 5.
Hey, what
Proficiency
actually
to
happens
7.
though?
Do not.
What actually happens is though that it's not a 4 because you'll need to roll again as B clicks a little pocket watch and it becomes better.
Don't waste the pocket watch on something that's absolutely going
I'm
to end in
wasting
my
it because
death.
if you fucking ruin our lives, I am gonna need to survive.
That was the roll.
18.
What was that?
It's an 18.
Okay.
Which
So
makes it a
modified.
22.
Why do you sound unimpressed?
Because this is probably going to turn me into fucking toast.
Okay.
Maybe.
So you throw the boot, and for a moment, it's just going to slam into the middle of this strange circular door. But time rewinds slightly as there is the click of that watch, and instead the boot sails over and hits a yellow garnet gemstone in the top of the door. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Oh no.
Sure. That's a 3.
Okay. There is the briefest flash as you see one of the other gemstones, which you notice is a dark black, shoots this blast of energy which just obliterates the boot and the leg.
Exactly as I suspected. Door is death trap.
Is the door the trap or are the gems the trap? Because that feels more likely.
Can I
Which
have a
colour
look in
gem?
my notebook while we're talking?
You found a notebook? Mira, that sounds like it would be really useful, perhaps.
I found a notebook and I found some oil and I found a little pouch, like a little coin pouch. I don't know what's in it yet, but
Probably cool.
yeah, there's a little notebook.
So you open up the notebook. It's surprisingly well preserved. You notice that it seems to be made of very, very fine leather, and the pages inside it appear to have got a paraffin sort of seal on it to help protect it. You sort of casually flick through it to start off with, and it appears to be the scrawlings of someone. Lots of notes about all sorts of things. There's little diagrams and there's little pictures. And as you go back through, it appears to be notes about various locations. There is the following locations in it mentioned, and I will send these notes through at some stage. The ancient city of Ashkala, the sunken prison of Valefor, There are some notes in there around Durek Stahl, which you guys remember as the Ghoul City. The Frozen Kingdom of the White Worm. The Haunted Catacombs of Port Nezapat. And there is a section in there about the Tower of Scal'Thorde.
I'll read the bit about the tower.
There is a bunch of different notes in there, and it looks like whoever originally wrote this has been doing research around the tower, trying to find information. The summary is what I will basically give you as you sort of spend probably a good 10 minutes looking through this and getting ideas. The first key part of it, and it's almost like on the first page under it with a big circle around it, says the heart of the song equals riches and power. And then under it, there's like questions. Sell or keep? What does it do? Controls the Fae? Who will pay for it the most? Are there other treasures in the tower? The next part says, the poem holds the clue to gain entry to the tower. And under that is a poem, which I will read out to you, and I will also put into...
We're getting a poetry recital as promised? Yes!
The poem reads...
I dropped a dice.
On the shores of the lake, that deep, dark lake, my love once sang to me, her voice like honey, her eyes so bright, her heart did set me free. Under
Nice.
that, under that it says, first floor, catch the heart of the one you love. Then it says, second floor, the quicker you drown, the longer you live. Third floor, there's sort of a bunch of stuff, and some of it's actually hard to read, but you get the gist. It says something about reflecting on where you've come from. And the fourth floor says the heart lies here, encased in iron. And I will also put all of that into the chat.
Thank you.
Does the notebook have the name of the person that was authoring it? Like, you know, notebook belongs to...
Bill. No. It's no name.
No name. I will, of course, have read that out to everyone so that they can hear it.
We're going to pop this poem in chat as well on Twitch, just for the sake of all of you beautiful people who are watching. And if you think you can figure out this little puzzle to get us into this fucking tower, feel free to help. I'll take that help.
Did you say you were going to put those levels in the chat as well?
Yeah.
Cool.
I put them in the campaign chat in our Discord.
Not that that matters, because we're never getting into this door. Okay.
So
Okay.
around the door, there are 7 gemstones. Now that you sort of pause and you have a look. There is the yellow garnet, which Delgrim pegged with his boot. There is the onyx, which shot out the energy. There is a red ruby. There is a diamond. There is a blue sapphire. Purple amethyst. The green emerald.
I'm going to stand from where I am currently bobbing near the corpse of this, or skeleton of whoever the fuck this was, and I am going to cast Detect Magic, specifically focusing on looking between the different gems. If I can, to attempt to identify the magic or types thereof magic.
All of the gems would light up, and they would all show an enchantment type of magic. More probably inclined to evocation.
Okay. Is there any that the arcane energy feels stronger emanating from than the others, or?
No,
And they're all currently completely active.
it appears that way. Yeah.
Cool.
Miera, you said when you're reading from notebook, you said poem is clue to door, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we check the shore where we escaped from large landmass creature. And again, Miera, can I just say, that was so fucking cool when you jumped onto it and just started... It was amazing. Very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I thought I had to do something. And I don't often like put myself out there, but for some reason I was feeling particularly brave.
And what was that giant ball of fire?
Oh, well, you might have recognized it, but maybe the last time you saw it, it was a little closer.
Maybe. In any case, I think if poem holds a clue to opening door, then perhaps we head back to shore. If the first lines of poem on shores of the lake, the deep dark lake my love once sang to me, let us find something perhaps that maybe poem is talking about.
Maybe there's someone singing.
Singing, voice like honey, bright eyes.
Is that not maybe hinting towards the fact that whoever initially approached the island might have just been drawn by a song versus actually there being something there waiting for us that we can use?
I don't know, be that way I feel like it's a good idea to investigate shore. Unless you have other idea.
Not really, aside from maybe testing all these gems in a really safe, unharmful way. I don't think that's gonna help because they are still all very magical, including the one that just shot something off at us. I don't have anything that can deactivate that magic. But if anyone does or knows how to, might be worthwhile, and then we could probably just go in.
Grumpfel, you made magic leave Bee's body when she was taken over by strange sleep. Yes? Is this the thing you could do to door, perhaps? But what if person who built tower expecting that, and if Grumpfel cast that spell, black gem turned him into dust?
Well, I don't have an answer for that, but I think anything we do, even returning to the shore, is just as risky. Because we don't know if something else is not waiting for us there.
That'd probably be fine. And Delgrim will head back over to the shore, just to do a bit of snooping around to see if he can find anything that might sound familiar in relation to the lines of this poem.
So Delgrim's starting to head off. What's everybody else doing?
I will go with Delgrim.
Okay.
Rowan's gonna stare at the door because she's trying to like take bits of the poem and like tie them to the door. So like she's standing there and you can see her kind of counting off the lines of the poem versus things on the door as best she can.
Mm-hmm. What about Tiernan?
Just want to take a back step for a sec. There are 7 gems.
Mm-hmm.
The black gem was the one that fired.
The death laser. Yeah.
It was a death laser. Did we recognize what sort of damage that it dealt?
It was just a blast of energy. Yeah.
Alright, so you've just sent that through.
Yep. So I've just put a list of what the gemstones
Yep.
are. Yep.
A lot of information firing at me, so I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
B will turn to the people that have remained and say, I mean, if you want, I can try and blast the door open. I don't know if that will go well. It could trigger the gems also, but I guess if we're all in hiding spots that allow that to be possible, it might be okay.
Hamish, did you say the black gem was the one that fired? But you've given me 7 different colored gems already.
Onyx is the black gem.
Yep.
Ah, of course. Well, B, how about we can try a bit of an experiment. The boot was thrown at it. Does anyone have something of metal?
Please remember that Rowan has walked up towards the door and is standing in front of it before you do anything.
How
I have
close
like
did you go,
a-
Rowan? How close is Rowan to the door?
Like, she's not touching anything, but she is standing in front of, like, reasonably close to the door. Like, I couldn't tell you in feet. That's a vibe check of, like, you're looking at the things on the door distance, you know?
Well, from
And B will say, I have like a really small knife that I could throw, but I might need Rowan to not be standing there before I do it.
Before I move, can I just ask a question? Like, I'm happy to move, but on the shores of the lake, what color is the water in the lake?
It's like super dark. It was like, I feel like it was almost black.
Because, like, a voice like honey, right? If we've got Garnet's like honey colored, right?
Because
Yeah.
she's, like, a bit of a stone girly. So she's looking at the stones themselves and thinking about, like,
you
and-
want to match
and,
the
like-
stones to the poem?
well, I was just thinking maybe, but, like, that's not the only, I mean, I don't know about you.
and she's gonna, like, sort of spin around and look at them and be like,
I don't think everything gets solved by hitting it. So I just thought I'd
Oh,
look at it
no.
first.
Absolutely
And then
not.
if you want to throw knives at it, we can, but I don't know.
I just was going to see if it shot out a different kind of laser, but I actually like where your thoughts are headed, Rowan. So if we look at the lines, would the shores be blue sapphire, or the water? What color was the water, Hamish?
I do believe B very accurately described them.
almost black, is what she
Almost
said.
black.
Because like, I mean that's tricky, right? Because that one's the blasty one to me. I don't know, but like, eyes bright like diamonds is a really common, at least where I'm from, like thing people say. So I don't know. I'm just saying, topaz and diamond, and like I don't know, ruby red like.
I mean,
Large-
her heart did set me free. Like, maybe red is a good thing.
I don't know. I'm not the sharpest tool in the proverbial shed, but that's what thoughts were in my brain. What, Miera, what do you think? Like, honey's that garnet color, right?
I've walked off with Delgrim
Oh, did you?
towards the
Yeah.
shore. Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, honey's that yellow color. I don't know. What do you guys think?
And she's just like stepping back a half a step so that you can see the door clearly, because she's like been right up in its business. And I assume you haven't walked up to her because you didn't narrate that you did.
So as you guys ponder upon these thoughts, we go across to Delgrim and Miera. Are you looking for anything specific, or are you just going to sort of wander the banks of this place and see what you find?
I think the end goal for Delgrim is to essentially search the kind of immediate shoreline, looking for something that pings in his mind off of the first couple of lines, specifically on the shores of the lake, and my loved one sang to me, trying to kind of join those dots. On the way, though, he will kind of natter away to Miera a little bit and say, at first I thought maybe each line in the poem correlated to a different color of gem, like shores of the lake could be green, lake itself could be blue or could be onyx, which is black. The one I got really stuck on was my love sang to me. What kind of color of gem would that be? It make no sense, but honey could be the garnet, bright eyes could be the diamond, and heart is obviously red ruby. But what is that singing one? It make no sense. So I thought we explore shore instead. Maybe that different clue.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm really not too sure about it, but maybe we need to. I'm thinking we need to listen to someone singing. For someone singing, like if we stand in a particular point, looking at the tower, can we hear anything?
Can we hear anything? That's exactly what I think. See, you're so smart, Miera. You and I think very alike in a lot of times. I'm famously very good at puzzles. I'm sure we'll be able to figure this out very easily together.
Can I have the two of you make perception checks as you chat and you look around to see if there's anything relevant?
Sure. I rolled a 3. That's a 7.
Rolled a 13.
13. Okay. Delgrim, too distracted. Miera, however, does not see anything which seems to resonate with like any of the lines in the poem. It's just you sort of spend 5 or 10 minutes wandering along the banks of this little island. There doesn't seem to be anything which sort of correlates to the lines of the poem here.
I can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything. Again, it's surprisingly quiet here, but no, there's nothing that you hear, anything that stands out. So as the two of you ponder upon that, we go back to the other group standing considering these gemstones.
I think we hit the red one.
I actually think we need to do a combination of like this. There's 4 floors, but there's 7 gems. It doesn't make sense if it was a single touch.
I mean, nothing we really do makes sense.
Well, no, look at the thing for the first floor. It says, "Catch the heart of the one you love." If we correlate the stanzas to say,
I think that might be what's inside, not how to get in, Tiernan.
well, think, but both those words, heart and love, appear in each of those 7.
Oh, for sure. I think it will absolutely snap us back into whatever we've experienced. But also, that being said, I think, I think we need to get in first. And I think the heart did set me free. Hearts, like, theoretically are a red color. And I think we just hit the red guy and see what happens.
I think we hit the red guy and the purple guy.
Well, okay, we haven't all died yet, right? So why don't we just all hide behind things and I'll throw something at the red one first. If that doesn't work, we can throw something at the red and the purple at the same time.
Do we know we have to throw something at it?
I don't think it's going to react to something.
The reason that we throw something is that if we just press it and energy comes out of it and immediately disintegrates us into a fiery, terrible death, then no one has to say, "I told you so."
I was just gonna say that, like, Cass, can I confirm you've used Mage Hand before in front of everyone, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, Miera can make a hand that's not our real hand, and we could just get her to, like, magic press it instead of throwing stuff and breaking stuff.
Oh, like,
Because it
I'm
might
not
be
gonna
that, like,
break it. This is just a butter knife.
Oh, I just meant that, like, maybe throwing stuff at it doesn't work, and it would be better to, like, touch it. That's all. Like,
oh no,
have we
I
tried
don't
to just open the
disagree.
door with a hand?
I don't disagree, but I'm just like, having seen Delgrim throw something and then see the energy come from it. It's at least a safe bet with a distance. And hey, here's the really cool thing: if we make it happen and they're not here, we can be like, "Hey, look, we solved it," when they come back.
Rowan looks like she's considering this.
Excellent. Rowan, I might need you to stand away from the door.
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna look for, like, something roughly the size of her to stand behind. like tree,
Yeah, there's plenty
big
of
rock.
stuff around.
Like
Yep.
she wants to not be like crouched in a ball though. She wants to be standing. Is the
Hamish, being that I was safe in my little position that I was in on the floor, I
Mhm.
will get back into that position, pull out this small knife, which is adventuring gear.
Yeah.
And I will yeet it straight at the red ruby.
Where's Tiernan?
Standing right beside her.
Okay, all right.
I'm
So,
going to assume Grumpfel is behind a rock or
Yeah.
equivalent as well.
so make an attack roll with your butter knife.
Okay, great. Do I add anything to it?
Yep. Dex and proficiency. It's just
Dex
it's
and proficiency. Okay, great.
just like throwing a dagger.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
So in total, just in case we're not doing auto successes here, it is a 24.
Okay.
There's
All right.
been a lot of those this evening,
There
can
has
I
been
just
a lot
say?
of them.
Considering how
Um,
shit I rolled today, this was karma.
you look, you know your way around the sharp edge of a dagger, and so you very skillfully throw this one at the ruby. It hits it with a loud clanging noise and bounces off, and nothing happens. But then you kind of ponder upon, like, what Delgrim threw was quite large and weighty,
Right.
and that whilst you were very accurate with your throw, possibly it needs to take more. It's more than just whatever causes the thing to do the thing. It's more than just a touch.
Without even a second thought or a word, I'm gonna walk up and just press it.
The red one?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was gonna as you go to no wait and like that's just a narrative.
Excellent. Cool. Delgrim and Miera. What are you guys doing now that you have wandered around? Are you just going to head back, or?
I think if we're unable to find anything at the shore, then yeah, Delgrim would recommend heading back.
Okay.
I guess.
While we're walking back, Miera will go through a thought that she had in her mind about the corresponding stones with the levels.
Okay.
And we'll discuss that. So I'm thinking maybe the stones are like matching the levels, and you have to press them at the same time to open the whole tower, and then the other ones that are there that don't correspond are like stinky herrings, like they don't mean anything. So if you press them all at the right time in the right sequence, maybe it would open.
Do
So
you
I'm
still
thinking
have do you still have the notebook, Miera?
Yeah.
What does it say about the poem?
So it said first floor. Oh well, it said the poem will help open, I guess.
I feel like poem is only relevant to front door.
I think if we press things in the right order, though, I reckon that's what it'll do.
That seems likely, and if they're not pressed in right order, then black onyx will blast into infinity whoever unfortunate enough to be try.
So
But you have way to press that you don't need to use your own hand, yes?
Mhm.
Excellent.
as you're saying this, you come through the undergrowth just in time to see B reaching out and touching the red one and hearing Rowan going, "Oh, B, you put your hand on the red gem
It's gonna be fine.
and you feel it move, but not very far. As if like trying to move something which maybe isn't designed to necessarily move. And I would like you to please roll a d6 for me.
Sure, I can do that. It'll be fine. A 2.
2. Cool. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Yeah. That is a 19.
19. As you touch it, you feel it slightly. For the briefest of moments, you think you hear just the slightest sort of thrum of energy, and you dive to the side as the diamond shoots a blast of white light straight at you, which cuts across your shoulder. You only take half damage, so you take 3 points of radiant damage.
B, what are you doing? What did you do?
Ow. But also, the heart being set free, I thought the way to get in was maybe the redstone.
Why would it be redstone?
Because a heart is red, and
Heart is last line in poem, B. Obviously, that last stone that you touched.
yeah, but everything else sounds like we should have already done it.
Miera, can
I
you do
think-
this in a safe way that is
Yes.
not going to get anyone killed, please?
I think we should do this safely. I think that is our best bet. So I will. I'm going to cast Mage Hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go up to the door with my little Mage Hand. I'm staying back.
Mm-hmm.
My little Mage Hand is going to float up to the door,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's going to sit there and wait until we decide on what color goes first.
Green,
So-
on the shores of the lake. Shores of the lake are green. Press green gem.
Okay, so I will get the Mage Hand to press the green gem.
Okay. The mage hand pushes against the gem, and there is resistance. And Miera, roll a d6 for me.
No, I can't find them. I just tipped, just before we came back, I tipped out all of my dice on the floor. So
Okay.
a
I hear that.
6.
A 6. So this time it is the amethyst blasts a line of energy across, in theory, where someone would be standing if the mage hand was part of a corporeal being.
Hang on, sorry. We pressed the green one and the amethyst went off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've got an idea.
And before we pressed the red one and the diamond shot off.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And the yellow garnet shot the onyx off.
I got an idea. Tina's going to walk up to the door and put his hand on the ruby and the amethyst, turn them at the same time. Or try to move them at the same time.
Tiernan, what?
Why are we standing so close to the door that's
Okay.
shooting things?
Cool. Make a roll 2d6 for me.
You want the total?
No, I need 2 separate numbers.
3 and a 2.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Ooh, that's a high one. I like these new dice. Dex save. 21.
Okay. You also, you put your hands on them at the same time. And as you touch them and try to push them, there is that resistance. And you also hear that thrum of energy and dive out of the way. You do have a take. You get slightly scorched as the ruby hits you for 2 points of fire damage. And the diamond also fires, and you take 3 points of radiant damage.
What was the non-ruby one you touched?
Amethyst.
Rowan is just whispers to Grumpfel. Do you think? Because she's pulled out a piece of paper and she's written down what the sort of rough lines of the poem are, so that she's that's what she was looking at when she was at the door. Do you think
the lake, like water is blue. So if it was like blue and then deep and dark would be like black, like onyx, and then love. I just don't know if red or purple go for love and heart, but I'm guessing like purple because eyes can be green, like the color. So maybe like blue, black, purple. I don't know why that's amethyst though. And then topaz, and then diamonds, and then red for rubies. That's what I think. But I don't know.
There are only 2 that have not yet been touched.
Can we all stand back away from the door?
Ron's
And-
behind a tree, by the way. She's like away from the door. Like
Specifically, Tiernan, who walked up to the door. Can we all just stand back? And I will once again use Mage Hand to press the ones that haven't already been pressed. So we've had a go at red, we've had green, yellow, and the purple.
Maybe black on shores of
So-
lake, deep dark lake could be black, I guess. Maybe start with the onyx first.
So let's try the onyx
Okay.
one. And we're all at least 30 feet back, right?
I
I'm
will,
assuming
in
you're
fact,
all
move back. Yes.
in cover, basically hiding behind things. Okay. So the hand floats out, rests on the onyx, and pushes it. And this time there is a loud chunk as it clicks in.
Yes, we got it first try. So, on shores of lake, deep dark lake, that is talking about black onyx. Sorry, Han, did I interrupt? Did you have more to add to that? I got really excited.
No.
Fuck you with your riddle.
No. On the shores of the deep dark lake is black. So that's a single line.
With 2 lines. Yes, on shores of lake, that deep dark lake.
My love once
My
sang
love
to
once
me,
sang
her
to
voice
me.
like honey.
And sorry, what did the yellow stone shoot off? What color?
Shot the onyx, but
Black.
the onyx can't shoot if it's already locked in. Miera, Yellowstone next.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
will, press the yellow stone.
Ka-chunk, as it also locks into place.
Her eyes so bright, her heart did set me free. I feel like this one is trick.
I think it is it going to be the red one because that shut off the white light,
I feel like
or is it going to be the diamond?
it's going to be diamond then ruby. I feel like this is a trick and there are 2 more to go, not just 1.
So we're saying
Diamond.
diamond's
I-
next.
Yes.
I think ruby, but that's me.
Well, I mean,
But
we
we can
have
keep
first
trying,
two, so we
so-
can keep going if we need to.
That's
So,
right.
Okay, diamond.
Diamond,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
poke diamond.
your hand floats around the diamond this time. Ka-chunk, as it locks into place.
And then the last one will go with the ruby.
Are you sure?
Her heart did set me free. Heart.
Don't
Be
listen to
ruby.
him. He's trying to fuck
He's
with your
gaslighting
head.
you.
He's got
Ruby.
nothing planned after this door, you see, so he wants us to drag.
Ruby.
Hey. The hand floats out, rests on this beautiful ruby. Ka-chunk. There is the sound of grinding metal as this door, like an iris, slowly opens up.
See, I told
Revealing-
you the heart was red. Is what
Revealing-
V says.
The interior of the tower, and that is where
Ow.
we'll stop
Ah,
for the night.
Excellent.
Oh, We did it. We solved a puzzle. We solved a puzzle, and it didn't take us 3 months.
I cannot tell you how certain I was that we were going to have to go into research mode after this session ended to figure out this fucking door.
Rowan was like, guys, point out. Rowan from the beginning was like, it's yellow and then white and then red. I just have to work out the first one. Like, God,
Incredible.
I must admit, before I threw this in here, I tested it on a few people just to see how obvious or not obvious it may not have been.
Well, look, it was no boat, but
we broke it into 2 options. and
I need you to
both
know
of
that
them were wrong.
my brain goes, puzzle?
Yeah.
Just goes,
whereas my brain goes, puzzle. Hang on. What did you give me? Give
Have
me
you
a
ever
second.
seen me come across a puzzle playing a game though? Like playing the video game? I fucking
Playing your video games?
despise them.
I need you to know that
so much.
Horizon Zero Dawn, every puzzle that I came across in that, I had to
good.
Google the answers
No,
to. Like,
Emily, that's the fun of it. That's the fun
no,
of it.
it's not
yes.
fun for me. It's truly not fun for me.
See, back in the days, you couldn't
But
Google anything.
In a complete stark contrast, this was fun for me.
It was genuinely fun.
Yeah.
So on the subject of fun, hey, recap. What did we like? What were our highlights?
I'm jumping in first because I don't want anyone to steal my answer. My favorite moment this evening was Miera fucking backriding Delgrim with a thunderstep towards the island. It was fucking so cool.
I think
Pretty
that's
cool.
a lot of people's favorite.
So cool.
Look,
It was like Delgrim was like, I'm gonna be a hero, and then Miera was like, nah, baby girl, I'm gonna be the hero.
Bold
I'm
of
gonna
you
hold
to
your hand
assume
while I
that-
say this.
Great.
Bold
It
of you to
was
assume my
really
motivations,
awesome.
but thanks.
I always felt with that situation was more like Mira's like, "What are you doing? I got
It was
this."
great. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was excellent.
My
No.
only concern was when you misty stepped, I thought for a second you were going to go in the opposite direction and come to the island.
No.
and you were like, oh no.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Self-preservation.
Yeah, look, Cass, when you went to the island, I'm like, oh, okay. That's a bold choice for you to
My
make.
literal thirst. No.
Thirst? Yeah.
First thought was to go to the island also, but then Delgrim did, and I was like, 3 people do not need to be on this island. Like, genuinely. So I'll go the opposite way, and it'll be fine.
I'm next, and I will point out that favorite moments don't have to be mutually exclusive. And I'll also point out that at least mine's going to pass a Bechtel test because it had nothing to do with me. Like Thunder stepping over to there was cool, but it was not as cool as the initial jumping onto the island in the first place and just deciding to fuck it up immediately. It was super rad moment.
Yeah.
Technically, that doesn't pass the
Enjoyed it.
Bechdel test because the Bechdel test is a conversation between 2 women. Okay.
Hey, hey,
I have to talk to some students about this. I'm so sorry.
You know what I meant. Fine. No, the whole concept was absolutely rad because it was super cool.
Yeah.
The point of Delgrim jumping across wasn't as like I'm here too. It was an exit strategy. Like that's why he's still holding onto the crossbow with the cable, so that when Mira's finished absolutely fucking up this island, that they've actually got a way to get over to shore. Was the plan of the thing. But yeah, that was unnecessary. So it was good fun. That and I also loved that we solved a puzzle. I did not expect that to happen at all.
I'm so proud.
I will take. I'm going to shoot this cable. Fuck, I don't have an action to do the next bit. So then half of the combat, there's just like an arm holding on for dear life. I just loved that image of just, I'm holding a crossbow that's attached to the big scary thing. Just going to hang out over here for a bit, I guess. Yeah.
I was looking forward to like a water skiing opportunity type moment that just never came.
That damn crossbow. That's the gift that keeps giving.
Well, there was one of my favorite moments, I guess, was with the thunder step. but it was from a different point of view. It was more of a sense from a DM, and I'm sitting there going, what happens if you teleport a piece of the cable from one point to another? It doesn't extend over.
LNL
It
asked the
breaks,
same thing.
doesn't it?
LNL asked the same thing, and it's a really cool question.
Mm.
And I'd love to actually sit down with someone who's smarter than me and go through the physics of it. So you've got a point anchored at a point in space. You've got another point that is immediately teleported. So I guess it would depend on the nature of the teleportation itself. That is now immediately in an adjacent space. What happens to the cable?
As a person who's on a podcast that's about academics and science's interaction with, I think it would probably be the case that it would depend on the magic, but either are you going somewhere else or are you functionally being rapidly moved to somewhere else? Because if you're rapidly being moved, like functionally faster than we can see from point A to point B,
then part of
in the same plane, then the cable just goes with it, right? If you're going extra dimensional, then like, is the portal still there? How long is the portal there for? What makes something move in that way? But either way, I think I would go for the former, because then we can obey the laws of physics, and hyperspeed you. You just go into hyperdrive.
Hyperspeed decapitation
which also with a thunder
step
step makes sense, because you're getting there so fast that you're going clunk, and the thunder step is what is the sound of the sonic boom catching up.
But the beauty of it is, as a sorcerer, it's magic, and I don't got to explain shit.
But as someone who basically has to do that like on a weekly basis,
la 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 la.
But here's the funny thing is,
imagine the clotheslining with the Dullahan, right? But combined with thunder step, that also almost immediately and instantaneously decapitates the shit out of anything that's there. Like, it's a cool little combo to play with.
I think, though, because it's technically an item carried, doesn't matter how long it is, it's technically an item carried, so it would come with you.
The end of it's no longer carried. The end of it is magically secured into another object.
It just depends how the GM wants to carry it.
Here's the other thing.
It's D&D, it doesn't matter.
We're playing D&D, guys. Please, for the love of God. Please. Like,
my temptation now to be like, I need to run an episode of D&D.
Clapping monkeys in my brain are like, hey.
Right.
La 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 la. Like, the monkeys are not enjoying
my
understanding.
You go Ham. I've got summer chats ones ready for once you're done.
My favorite moment was watching Cass get her fucking meta magic on. Like, this is a bit of a Cass love fest today, but just like fully leaning into, I'm gonna do all the sorcerer shit, and doing all of the sorcerer shit. It was awesome. I know that it's been a learning curve, and it was cool to watch she like flex Miera's muscles and potentially make her even more ridiculously overconfident.
You make me want to roll a sorcerer cast.
I think I know I feel completely awkward, but I think my favorite moment of the game was actually being able to use some things and do some cool shit, which I'm very proud of myself for. But also I will point out that I got hit once. My temporary points were 11. I get hit for 11 and I'm still untouched. So it does solidify the invincible thing. So Miera is still convinced 100% that she is invincible.
So charging that enemy head on, then, huh?
That can't possibly go wrong. What were some of our audience?
Yeah. So chat's coming with someone who only just got here went Prometheus first try, just because like yep, definitely first try. Saz has chimed in with every time someone doing something unexpected in combat, I'm going from what the fuck to okay, all right, in the same breath. Watchful Wizard faves Tiernan dial. Delgrim ripping a leg off and throwing it before thinking, and B deciding red was definitely correct and getting blasted for that fact. That's what we've got from chat.
I love that Emily's response to a thing was self-preservation, and yet B has actively gone out of her way to do shit that will absolutely preserve herself.
She doesn't know that. Well, she does, but she doesn't care. You don't know what I self-preserve over.
Sure. The button press at the end. The Hamish describing the click of that button going in was like fucking ambrosia. It did feel real good.
I thought we would be there for at least another 2 sessions.
I was starting to panic ever so slightly as
Doors and puzzles, man.
very
Players will sit there for the hours.
more
The
and
real
more theories were
BBG
coming
are
up.
doors.
I was like, okay, so look, if we look at what the third letter of every second line on the fourth floor of that ninth poem, and if we transpose that across, I'm just like, fucking hell, guys, it's just a
If
couple
we
of
sing
colours.
it perfectly in key to the tune of Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield,
Hey,
out.
I was role playing Tiernan. Overcomplicating shit is exactly what he does.
Don't do that. He's the smartest character. We need him to do the thing.
I don't know. I reckon B's the smartest character right now. Like,
I
usually
don't-
smart,
I
not
think
wise. Smart, not wise.
My intelligence is my strongest strength. Like, stat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, B's a
Help
clever
me.
girl.
Smartest.
Intelligence and charisma are my 2 strongest stats.
Haha.
All right, look, I think we might be done. Fork a stick in us. Hey,
Jerk our levers, if you will. Oh, wait, no, we've got to decide on a raid target. Don't we?
We've got a
we do
raid
have a raid
target.
target.
We are going across to Crit and Miss, who are a wonderful bunch of Aussie buggers doing a session 0 of Vecna Eve of Ruin right now.
Ooh.
So we're going to head over there. She says
Cool.
definitely not having been lurking that chat for the entirety of the stream.
Excellent.
But we're going to head over there. There are a bunch of lovely people. Send your favorite raid emotes, which if you are a subscriber here on this very channel, can be adorable little hamsters with little raid boys, which I'm sure Saz is about to put in the chat for you to like copy paste if you can't find it yourselves. But we are going to go head over there. They're lovely and kind and wonderful. So,
hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you've had fun. We'll be doing this again in 2 weeks' time. So,
Hey Hamish, thanks for running this for us tonight.
no, thank you for being run with.
Me and Saz,
Wow.
who you can't
Yeah.
see
Wow.
both collectively went.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks' time, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're going to find out what's inside the tower. Are there more puzzles? And is this going to hurt the party's brain even more?
always and forever.
And if
In
you
the
don't want to
meantime-
wait 2 weeks and you want to see Hamish, Emily, myself, and Saz, who you can't even currently see right now, so it's like a bonus seeing, check out the Law Rights tomorrow night.
Oh, you definitely have to check out the lore rights. Saz's character is adorable.
Real cute.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you later on. Bye.
Bye, guys.